నవీన్ వినిపిస్తుందా నా వర్డ్స్? హలో 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 నాది కానీ నాకు వినిపించలేదు కదా.
ఇంకా మేము స్టార్ట్ చేయలేదు.
నువ్వు మాట్లాడు, కనీసం నాతో మాట్లాడు నేను ఒక్కసారి. అందుకనే నేను ఇయర్ ఫోన్స్ పెట్టుకుని ఒక్కసారి.
నాకు సరే సెటప్ లేదు మేడం.
అట్లా కాదు, నేను చెప్పేదనే నాకు వినిపించాలి కదా, నాకు ఎట్ట తెలుస్తుంది? నేను ఒక్కసారి అందుకని నేను ఇయర్ ఫోన్స్ పెట్టుకుని ఒక్కసారి.
వాయిస్ క్లియర్ ఉంది మేడం.
అట్లా కాదు, నేను చెప్పేదనే నాకు వినిపించాలి కదా, నాకు ఎట్ట తెలుస్తుంది?
మీ వాయిస్ క్లియర్ ఉంది మేడం.
సార్ ఐఎమ్ ఆడిబుల్ సార్. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ. Good morning, sir.
Ma'am, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Sir, shall we start, sir? Head, sir. Gangadhar, sir. Professor Gangadhar, sir, Head Department of Commerce. Shall we start, sir?
Yeah, ma'am, start.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Madam, see, you're listening my voice. Audible.
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
Yeah, good morning, madam. Good morning, madam.
Okay, I'll start, sir. Give me
Yeah.
permission.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good morning. A warm welcome to one and all for the online workshop on research methodology and a project work preparation for MCOM 4th SEM students. This workshop on research methodology is designed to make you feel comfortable, sensitize you towards exploring the academic interest. On this occasion, I, Professor S. Kavita Devi, convener of this workshop, and on behalf of the Department, Commerce, welcome you all for the inaugural research methodology session and the project work preparation. It feels privileged to inform you that nearly all the college lectures and the students under Osmania University are attending through online and through YouTube are attending this workshop today. The colleges are shared the online link. Principal, heads of the department arrange an e-classroom with OHP PPTs for all your students in one classroom for the interaction. If the college does not have e-classroom, the heads of the department ask the students sit in their classroom and the heads have to take the pics and send to the WhatsApp for the every technical sessions. The college has to send these Google Tag pics for their college students for the attendance presence on the online workshop. After the workshop has been completed through online, the certificates will be sent to the heads of the department. Now, I call the three functionaries of the Department of Commerce, Osmania University, and the guests for this workshop by inviting and introducing. I take privilege to invite and introduce for this online workshop Professor M. Gangadhar, Head Department of Commerce. Professor M. Gangadhar is a distinguished professor of commerce and currently serves as a Head Department of Commerce at Osmania University, Hyderabad, with over 29 years of rich teaching experience. He holds the administration positions as Dean Faculty of Commerce, Osmania University, and he worked as a Vice Principal at PG College, Secunderabad, Nizam College, and Koti Women's College. Professor M. Gangadhar has presented many papers at national and international conferences. In his credit, he published 22 papers in various national and international journals. I welcome you, sir. Now I am happy to invite and introduce Professor K. Krishna Chaitanya, Dean Faculty of Commerce, Osmania University. Professor K. Krishna Chaitanya, Professor of Commerce, present Dean Faculty of Commerce, Osmania University, and previously worked as a Chairman, Board of Studies in Commerce, Osmania University, Head Department of Commerce at Telangana Mahila Vishwavidyalayam, Koti. Now it is Veeranari Chakali Ailamma University, and Director, Directorate of Admissions at Veeranari Chakali Ailamma University. Professor K. Krishna Chaitanya was also a Youth Welfare Officer, Osmania University. He has more than 30 years of teaching experience. He specialized in finance and marketing. He has participated in various national and international conferences. He published more than 20 research articles in various reputed national and international journals. Presently, he is guiding 8 PhD scholars. He has done a minor research project which the UGC sponsored. He has published more than 5 books. He is also a resource person for various national seminars and workshops. He was the nodal officer at OUCW Koti. He is a member of different committees at the University College for the Women Koti, that is Veeranari Chakali Ailamma University. I welcome you, sir. Now I am delighted to invite and introduce Professor A. Patrick, Chairman, Board of Studies, Department of Commerce, Osmania University. Professor A. Patrick, recipient Professor of Commerce, Chairman, Board of Studies, and also a Public Relation Officer, Osmania University. He holds MCOM, MBA, and PhD with net qualification in Commerce and Management. He holds rich teaching experience over 27 years of administrative position, including Additional Controller of Examination, Joint Director of Admissions, Osmania University. He translated many MOOCs modules in organizational theory, behavior, and digital marketing in English to Telugu. Regularly, he is a resource person for Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University teleconferences. Professor A. Patrick has trained professionals across India, including ISRO, scientists, and executive. He presented papers at national and international seminars and authored 2 books, supervised 6 PhD scholars, awards and recognition in his credits, IPA Best Commerce Faculty Award and Institute of Practical Accountancy, Hyderabad. His areas of expertise accounting, marketing, strategic management, quantitative techniques, research methodology, and soft skills. I welcome you, sir. Now it's my honor to invite and introduce Professor Indrakanti Shekhar, Principal of University College of Commerce and Business Management, UCCBM, Osmania University. Professor Indrakanti Shekhar is a professor, Department of Commerce, Principal, University College of Commerce and Business Management, Osmania University, Hyderabad. His qualification MCOM, MBA, LLB, PhD and PG diploma in computer application. He has 28 years of teaching experience. His teaching specialization accounting, taxation, e-commerce. Under his supervision, 3 PhDs are awarded and 6 PhDs are undergoing. He is a subject expert and resource person for many institutions, including UGC, HRDC, State Government Colleges Education, and State Government Social Welfare and Tribal Welfare Intermediate Board of Education. He was awarded as a Professor of the Commerce for the year 2018 by the Tutor Pride Hyderabad and Ideal Teaching Award 2018. He published 38 articles in national and international journals. He presented 54 research papers in national and international seminars. He has published 4 books. He is a member of editorial board of Manjeera Journal of Research in Social Sciences and Government Degree College, Jahirabad. He also an executive committee member of the Indian Accounting Association and Telangana Commerce Association, and he is a treasurer All India Accounting Association Hyderabad branch. He is a member of the Bar Council of Hyderabad and Osmania University Teachers Association. He was additional controller of the examination. He has rendered services as a placement coordinator for last 10 years. I welcome you, sir. Now it's my privilege to invite and introduce today's guest of honor, Senior Professor D. Chennappa, a Senior Professor of Commerce, Osmania University. He obtained his MCOM, MPhil and PhD degrees from Osmania University, Hyderabad and MBA from IGNOU. He has 33 years of teaching and research experience. He authored 4 books and edited 20 books. He has published many articles in international and national journals. He conducted many national and international seminars. He participated in 4 international conferences held in the USA and more than 70 national seminars held at national levels. Under his supervision, 2 MPhils and 15 PhDs have been awarded. He is a UGC Research Awardee, Telangana State Best Teacher Awardee, IPA Best Commerce Faculty Awardee, and the Usman University Vice Chancellor Awardee. He adorned many administration positions. Few among them are served as an NCC officer, NSS coordinator, warden, vice principal of UCCBM, and chief warden for the University Mess and Hostel, principal of University College of Commerce and Business Management, principal of University PG College Secunderabad. He served as a dean, chairperson, board of studies, and as a committee chairperson for many colleges and the universities in Telangana. He also worked as a registrar of Palamur University, Mehboob Sir, I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Good words.
Now it's my honor to invite today's chief guest, Professor Gaddam Naresh Reddy, Registrar of Osmania University. Professor Gaddam Naresh Reddy, Distinguished Professor of Commerce and the Registrar of Osmania University. His area of interest is accounting and finance. He has 28 years of teaching and research experience. He has published nearly 65 research papers in a reputed national and international journals. He authored 17 books and edited 7 books. He has developed 6 video lessons and translated 38 MOOCs modules. He attended and presented research papers over 50 seminars. He received the Best Research Paper Award on 3 occasions at All India Accounting Conference. He has organized many national international conferences. 18 PhDs have been awarded and 2 postdoctoral and 8 doctoral scholars are currently working under his supervision. He has completed the UGC Major Research Project. He received the Best Teacher Award 2024 from the Telangana government. He was a member secretary TCS SET and was a vice principal at the University College of Commerce and Business Management University. I welcome you, sir. Now I request our Head Department of Commerce, Professor M. Gangadhar, to give welcome address.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
వినపడుతుందా వాయిస్?
వినిపిస్తుంది సార్ క్లియర్ గా.
Yeah, shall I start, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes.
PG student second year online program online workshop project work, and today chief guest of this online project workshop Gaddam Naresh Reddy, Professor D. Chennappa, and the Dean Faculty of Commerce, Krishna Chaitanya, Professor.
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
And Indrakanti Shekhar, Professor, Principal of this college, and coordinator of this program and principal of all those who are attending. All PG students, second year, and this workshop and all resource persons are very experienced, and the Department of Commerce is organizing every year for this kind of program. And our resource persons are D. Chennappa is a rich experience, and he wrote many articles, and ma'am is introduced all the resource persons, and is a rich experience and research methodology is specialization. And he will take care how to choose the title, and he will explain everything, and the students very carefully listen and the start and don't put the resource person is a Patrick is also data analysis, how to data to explain the analysis. Shaker is also rich experience, and these are so you could not get anywhere. Resource persons are very, 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 very high knowledge teachers, and they will give a good knowledge for you. You utilize this proper platform, and after that MCOM also over, you will get a immediately job, or otherwise it is a very useful for project how to prepare, and after that also you are going to settle the private job or government job, and or those who are interested to go higher education, PhD or etc. And this is very, 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 very useful, and the Department of Commerce is organizing, and this is our legacy every year, and this is few words from my side in Department of Commerce. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Special thanks to the coordinator, Professor Kavita ma'am, and all resource persons also.
Thank
and one
you very
more,
much, sir.
our registrar also, He is also ready to give to the some message to our students. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your guidance. Now I request Professor Krishna Chaitanya, Dean Faculty of Commerce, to address online gathering. Chaitanya, sir. Chaitanya, sir. Krishna Chaitanya, sir. Chaitanya, sir. Kindly address the online gathering, sir.
He is there, madam? He is there on the screen? Yeah, please address. Yeah. Uh-huh. No. Go to the some other room. Then Navin mobile. You take the Navin mobile. Any delay, we'll move on to next feature.
Sir, if is the delay, shall I move for the next guest to invite, sir?
He is coming, madam.
Okay, sir. Okay. I'll do.
ఏమైంది వస్తలేదు ఏమైంది
పార్టీ ఎవరమ్మా పార్టీ యూజ్ చేసుకోండి ప్లీజ్ పార్టీ ప్లీజ్ పార్టీ యూజ్ చేయకుండా మేము పంపిస్తాం బయటికి
Sir, shall I invite the?
Yeah,
Huh?
please.
Shall I invite Patrick, sir? Chennappa, sir.
Go ahead, madam. Yes.
Okay. Now I request Professor A. Patrick, Chairman, Board of Studies, to address online gathering.
Thank you so much, and happy to be a part of this training program which the Department of Commerce is conducting every year. And thanks to our head for reposing faith and asking us to be a part of this. Request the participants. I think we tend to hear a lot of parallel voices which are coming from a lot of mobile phones or whatever. I think it is the teachers that are there. So kindly mute your there were some connectivity issues. Thank you so much. I do get time to talk, so I leave it to my senior colleagues that are there and to Naresh sir and Chaitanya sir to share their message.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. Now I request Professor K. Krishna Chaitanya, Dean Faculty of Commerce, to address online gathering. Professor Krishna Chaitanya, sir. Professor Krishna Chaitanya, sir, please kindly address to online gathering. I'll move to the next. delegate. Now I request Professor Indrakanti Shekhar, Principal UCCBM, to address online gathering. Shekhar sir.
Audible, madam?
Yes sir, yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be part of this online workshop. The respected Minister of Osmania University, Professor Narishetty, Professor M. Gangadhar, Head Department of Commerce, Professor K. Krishna Chaitanya, Dean Faculty of Commerce, Professor A. Karthik, Chairman Board of Studies, and Senior Professor P. Chennappa, and other faculty members. I'm very happy this session because we are conducting a resign for the income final year students to read the important of the project report. And this is a regular practice that the students get benefited out of this workshop, how to prepare the project report and what is the need and importance of the project report for their career and their income from course. They will understand how best they can prepare the project. So with this, I'm concluding because we have another session. We'll discuss in this session. So thank you, madam. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Over to Kavita, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request Professor Krishna Chaitanya, Dean Faculty of Commerce, to address the online gathering.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning. Good morning, everyone. Yeah. Respected Head Department of Commerce, Professor Gangadhar, and Principal Professor Indrakanti Shekhar, Chairman Board of Studies Professor G. Patrick, Senior Professor Chennappa,
Voice is not clear.
Professor Kavita Devi, Coordinator, and Professor of Commerce, and all other delegates, and my dear students. Am I audible?
Your voice is breaking, sir.
Kavita madam, am I audible?
No,
Yes,
no,
sir, but
it's not
okay,
Am I
okay.
audible, ma'am?
It's not
Yes,
clear,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I at the outset I would like to congratulate the Head Department of Commerce on taking all pains and conducting this program for the student. Yeah. 1 second, ma. 1 second. Something. Okay. So it's a good program for the
Clarity, sir. Krishna Chaitanya, sir. Please make it.
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir. It is not clarity.
Chennappa, sir, I request screen sharing ఆపేయండి సార్ ఒక్క నిమిషం. మీరు ఎవరు మాట్లాడుతున్నారో కనబడలేదు.
Sir, your voice is not clear, sir.
Chennappa, sir, మళ్ళా screen sharing మళ్ళీ చేయొచ్చు.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Chaitanya, sir, your voice is not clear, sir.
Quality. So think that I would like to invite all participants room only. Network is not good. What should I do? Now it is okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, again your voice is not clear, sir. Chaitanya, sir, sorry to interrupt. Again your voice is not clear, sir.
Hello.
Sir.
Okay, again, and all the professors. I congratulate all the participants.
Okay. Online meeting is that?
Helpless problem. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request Senior Professor D. Chennappa, sir.
Naresh Reddy, madam.
Sir, మీరు guest of honor, sir, and keynote speaker. Sir, guest of honor and keynote speaker, Department of Commerce. Kindly address to online gathering, sir.
Yeah, that's I will address to only 2 minutes, you know that.
Yes, sir. Yes.
As a guest of honor, I welcome one and all for this online workshop for MCOM students. I hope so that my voice is very, very clear. My voice is clear, madam?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir. Your voice is clear.
PPT is also visible. PPT is there, you know?
No, sir, not now, sir. When the technical session.
Already? Okay, fine.
Okay, sir.
So now very happy to at least launching this online program on research methodology, particularly MCOM final year students, with the graces of the head Department of Commerce, Professor Gangadhar, chief guest Professor Naresh Reddy, and another guest, Dean Faculty of Commerce, Professor Krishna Chaitanya, Chairman BOS Professor Patrick, Principal Professor Indrakanti Sekhar, and Professor S. Kavita Devi coordinating the entire program. And this is successfully second program, madam. You are organizing very effectively. Then most of the college faculty members who have joined through online or YouTube link. Again, the very fortunate MCOM students. Why I should say that very fortunate MCOM students means they have the only 4 subjects. Out of the 4 subjects only, they have to write the 3 subjects only. The 3 subjects also, out of the 3 subjects, there are only 1 and half only practical paper, and another 1.5 is only theoretical papers are there. Therefore, very fortunate MCOM students, and then very golden batch is there. This batch is only going to have the 4 papers. Next batch is going to have the 5 papers. Therefore, it is a golden batch, and easily you can sail and you can get the good rankings and good other things in the MCOM. So, very fortunate MCOM students and all faculty members, even the technical staff, even our own technical staff, Mr. Naveen Kumar. Then again non-teaching staff members who have been associating to making this program very, very grand success. In this as a guest of honor, then immediately I have to address. I can say 1 or 2 words. Make use of this program very effectively. What maybe technical glitches are there, please make use of it. And number 2 is give the feedback. After attending that, once you get the feedback, then only e-certificate will be generated. The third point I would like to state that Please unmute yourself and don't crack anything, don't chat anything. Just to focus it. I know that we have been teaching. You do know that you did all this present batch also. They did the project work in BCom level, and even the first semester we taught the research methodology. You are exposed it, but the some of the techniques or trips are required. That tips we are going to give you to make it the original project report, and we want to see that at least not like big dissertations of PhD scholars. Just within that, also we would like to see the quality outcome, not only quality outcome for the context of the examination branch, in the context of your knowledge also. You should be some knowledge should be added after completion of this project report. Because of project reports, either you are preparing through the primary data or secondary data. If you are preparing the primary data, you are going to collect the data from to the public. You know how the society is there. The society is a very big book it is. It is a life book. Society is not a so simple. Society will teach you many things. So therefore, if you go by collecting the primary data, society will teach you that how you can sustain into the global competitive world in this typical society, number one. Number two is there, if you collecting the data from the secondary data, you are preparing to the project report is there. The second data, how best, what are the technical tools you are applying to come out the analytical part. We would like to see that the analytical part from to the students. In the while analytical part, how you are innovative, how you are projecting, how you are presenting. These are all the matters for you. These are all the tips, like whatever the tips are there, presentations tips and technical evaluation tips, and how you can complete the project very effectively manner, how you can generate the original project model, and finally, what could be your topic? What could there is only a redundancy topic or innovative topic, or it should be something grabbing the attentions of the examiners. Likewise, what could be the topic? Since from the topic to ending to the
Sir,
preparation
Chennappa
of the
sir,
research.
Chennappa sir. Sorry, sir, to interrupt. Please.
Thank you, madam. I
Okay,
will come back to you. Thank you,
okay,
madam.
thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I request our chief guest, Professor Gaddam Naresh Reddy, Registrar of Osmania University, to give his message.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah. Respected Head Department of Commerce, Professor M. Gangadhar. Respected Dean Faculty of Commerce, Professor K. Krishna Chaitanya Garu. Respected Chairperson, Board of Studies, Professor A. Patrick. Respected Senior Professor and Guest of Honor of today's program, Professor D. Chennappa, Coordinator of the program, Professor S. Kavita Devi, Principal, Secunderabad PG College, all the esteemed teachers from different colleges, and today's participants, all MCOM final year students. I welcome you all for this inaugural program as well as the sessions which our senior professors will educate you on the research methodology course and how to do the project within the specified time. And not only that, the topic selection, research methodology, collection of data, report writing, etc. These are all the important aspects which are very much required to learn. So our senior professors will educate you, will motivate you, and they will also guide you. They will also give some inputs or tips to complete your project report within the specified time. With these few words, I appreciate the efforts of the department, especially Head Department of Commerce and Dean Faculty of Commerce, Chairperson Board of Studies, and senior professors in the department, all the teachers, those who are involving, and I also thank our professor, Indakant Shekhar, principal of the college. Principal, Professor
Naresh Reddy, sir, we could
Yeah,
not.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. I appreciate the efforts of principal and the Shaker and the vice principal Compton Srinivas, all the teachers in the Department of Commerce. Thank you, Ananda.
Thank you very much, sir, for your guidance.
Right, right.
Before we start the session, I would like to inform the guidelines for the project work. The aim of the project work is to give an opportunity to the students to learn independently and show that they can identify, define, and analyze the problems or issues and integrate the knowledge in a business context. The project is a practical, in-depth study of a problem, issue, opportunity, technique, or procedure, or a combination of these aspects of the business. The students are required to define an area of investigation of your research design, collect the relevant data, analyze the data, draw conclusion, and make the recommendation. The projects must be original piece of the work that will be undertaken in a undergraduation study. The topic is to be selected carefully in consultation with the supervisor. All the materials that relates to the project, including filled in a questionnaire, should be shown to your supervisor and to be kept until the examination branch has confirmed your results. Do not throw this material away once your project work is submitted, as you might be asked to present it as a part of the Viva Voce examination before your project work results are confirmed. The supervisor's role is an appraise idea and work of the students. Students must take overall responsibility for both the content of the project work and its management. We have three sessions. First session by Senior Professor D. Chennappa on designing the research project. Second session by Professor A. Patrick, Chairman, Board of Studies, on presentation and methodology data analysis. The third session by Professor Indrakanti Shekhar, Principal, UCCBM, on the presentation about the project report writing. Still, if you have any queries regarding the certificates download or any other matters, it will be clarified by Professor Indrakanti Shekhar, Principal of UCCBM, after the completion of all the three sessions. Now I welcome Senior Professor D. Chennappa, Guest of Honor and today's first technical session keynote speaker for the online workshop on designing the research project. Sir, I welcome you, sir, for the first technical session.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
At least I can spare 1 hour time, madam.
No, sir, 45 minutes, sir.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
Excellent.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, now my job is to address to the
Good
students
morning,
now.
sir.
Good morning. Almost all
Sir,
inaugural.
Dr. Aarti.
Yeah, congratulations. And good luck. Nice to see you then. My presentation should be almost all that make mainly focusing on to three aspects only. Number one is what it could be the title. I will focus on to the title. Again, second, I could be focused on to the research gap. Again, I could be focused on to the research methodology, where the most of the students, they do mistakes. Then they followed by my successors. They are going to talk about the data interpretation. Again, another great successor is going to talk about the research design preparation or project report preparation. Therefore, what I would like to appeal to my dear students, just to listen to me, whatever the tips we are giving. These tips are good, like we can implement it. The tips are not good, just ignore it. Okay. The first thing is that I would like to focus on to the research topic. The research topic should contain the complete information about the project. Number one. Number two is a research topic should not be too lengthy like paragraph. Number three, a research topic should not be abbreviations. Abbreviation means HDFC Bank. I know you know, but examiner sometimes say he did not know that. So in the title, you should not use as abbreviations. If you are using about ICICI, most of the students, they use comparative study of the SBI and ICICI. And if the examiner will ask question, what is the ICICI? He himself failed to answer what is the abbreviations of the ICICI. Therefore, while choosing and identifying and depicting the title on first page of your project report in golden color, don't use about the abbreviations. Again, the fourth point is there, don't use of the acronyms also. Acronyms means suppose war is there. In your feeling, war is going to be won by the America. But my feeling is there, war is going to be won by to the Iran. But you have mentioned something in acronyms. It gives the different meaning to the different interpreters. Therefore, the fifth point is there, don't use any acronyms into the project title. Is it clear or not clear? Am I at least over on the screen? Sweda Reddy, Mandi Sweda Reddy. Is it clear or not clear?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, title
Yes,
should
sir.
not use about the abbreviations. On the title should not use about the
Yes,
acronym.
sir.
Again, in the title should not put any question marks. Most of the students, they put the question marks. Is the customers are satisfied? Is the HDFC bank is functioning properly or not? So the point is there, in the title, no question mark should be used it. Even ancillary verbs also not to be used. Does the customer is effective? Is any ancillary verbs also not to be used in the formation of the title? Title should be very precise, concise, and it should reflect the entire project work. What it is there. Just we can grab into looking into the title itself. We can state that yes, it is going to be something is there inside. Something is going to be there inside. That format we have to put up the title. Again, foremost, very important in the title is should not do any spelling mistakes. My dear students, please. You will be hurry because of almost all we are coming into the month of April. Definitely our head of the department tomorrow, day after tomorrow is going to give the schedule to submit the project report. Now you wake up. Now once the notification will come, definitely will wake up and you will see that the hook and crook you would like to finish. What, Nursing Rao? Either manner you would like to finish the project report as early as possible and see that the timeline or guidelines should not be skipped it. Therefore, they do the mistakes in the spellings. In the title also. Again, very surprisingly, they do mistakes in the college name also. Okay, in the title itself, title cover page itself. Sometimes they put the seniors of titles also as it is. Okay, assessment year, my friend, assessment is 25, 26. So now the assessment is going for 26, 27 is there. So these are all the mistakes students are doing now. Now it is the right time now. Just what I'm telling you that, please check it. Do not be spelling mistakes. Not to use question tag, not to use acronyms, not to use abbreviations, not to use lengthy titles. Again, not too short title also. If you ask any students what is your project title means, satisfaction, they will answer. That's not the title. Title means starting to ending. The complete picture should be there. Again, in the title itself, you should not come and fix the contradictory words. And the title itself you are confusing. What is confusing is there? Public sectors are successful, but SBI is failure bank. Public sector banks are successful banks, but I would like to study the failure SBI bank. SBI is a public sector bank or not? So SBI is a public sector bank, but you are in the title itself, there is a contradictory is there. Number 7. You have your own interest. You want to say that my college is very good. My institution is very good. My bank is very good. That company is very good. You like it, but the need not necessarily to that all will be liking to that title. Okay, therefore you can see that. Again, while preparation of the title, 9th point is there. What is the social relevance of the project? At least something social relevance should be there. If there is no social relevance at all, just for the sake of the partially fulfillment of the post-graduation degree MCOM, which is going to be awarded by the Osmania University under the Department of Commerce, if you are doing it again, that is only the stereotype, mockery it will go. So therefore, what I want to say that what is the social relevance is there? Now, use of the title AI, use of the title new statistical techniques. Okay, descriptive statistical techniques, you are using it, okay, fine. And besides it, at least you can use the equation models, economic models, some new innovative models, some innovative topic, some very catchy topic, which is going to be useful to the society, which is going to be useful to the, you at least forget about the society, forget about all. That should useful to you. Then the last and the 10th suggestion is, while selecting the topic or choosing to the topic, you come out with your own topic. Don't trust to anybody. If anybody will come, immediately I will say that do the project on insurance. Any student will come, I will say that do the project onto the tourism. If anybody will go to any other faculty members, he will say that do on the project on the income tax. If you go to our head of the department, he will say that to do the project report on marketing. So you may not like it to do the project report onto the marketing. Which area you are into the thorough, which subject you like it, which broader area of your research work is there. Then think about it and you can do the research work. Definitely, these are all the tips to make it so easy now. I'm not make it so complex. I want to make it very simple and very easy and very attractive and innovative and to be grab the degree with the very comfortably, with the confidentially also. Oh, that for what 10 points I mentioned that please listing out those 10 points and don't do mistakes, and definitely you are going to come out for it. Okay. So my PPT is visible to you? Anybody?
No, sir.
Is it visible now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
this is
yes.
yeah, fine. This is the process is there since first only I'm talking about it, research topic. So I mentioned the 10 points should not be, there are 100 points maybe there, but broadly I will mention the 10 points. So at least we can follow the 10 points. If not the 10 points, at least to follow 1 point. That 1 point is there, don't make any spelling mistakes. My dear students, Himabindu, my dear student, don't make any spelling mistakes on the title. If you do the mistakes in the title, the entire project will go away. You may be putting your entire efforts to do that, but things will go into win. Okay. That is the one area I would like to address for that. The second area I would like to address about the review of literature. My dear students, you may be stating that Saab, we are enough to study the subject again. Why we should study so in depth? When we get the PhD admission at that time, we will study for it. Not like that. A little bit. Again, what is the clue or techniques to the review of literature is there? For example, 2 words I mentioned that AI, I mentioned it. You read the related articles to AI only. To read the related article to the public sector banks only. To read the articles which are related to only HDFC Bank. Okay, we are not asking to study about the entire Indian banking sector reforms in India. Because of, I know you have the time constraints, you have financial constraints, you have to prepare for other exams, again you have to prepare for competitive world. We know that it is only partially fulfillment, smaller but originality is required. But to overcome this, you can see your seniors project report, or you can Google it now. So much of search engines have come. I'm going to show some of the search engines also. If you do it seriously, good research work, definitely that will help you then. Definitely that is going to be help to you. The review of literature also, how do you do this? First, you browse about the internet, make copy, read it and note it. Again, browse about the thesis by using about the University Grants Commission website. And under that University Grants Commission website, Sodh Ganga website is there. Use that. And again, open access. So much of data is open access is there. And wherever any authenticated data is there, make use of it and make it relevance of your project. In the review of literature also, if a student will prepare a table, first column containing about the journal name. Second column containing about the article title. Third column containing about the author's conclusions. Fourth column should contain about it, how it is going to be useful to you, how it is going to be relevant for your project report. If you prepare the review of literature, at least to make it a 4 columns and browsing to minimum to 20 to 30 or 25 and very latest one also. The banking sector means started about 1935 on. 1935 banking sector reforms are quite relevant to the nowadays banking sector. Now, what is the banking sector is looking now? Banking sector is looking towards to the portabilities like telecommunication sector. Now, latest review of literatures are required. At least 25 to December, 24 December up to 20. Likewise, latest review of literature, you studied and prepare a table and how you are going to be using that review of literature. If you write it, definitely this is going to be helping. We are there to award full marks. Whoever the examiner may be, definitely you will be attracted. You are going to get the full marks for you. So that's you can follow for. My dear friends, I have given 10 tips for to the research topic. I have given the 4 columns for to the review of literatures, and just you can follow for the review of literature is there. Now again, I would like to focus on to this based upon to the review of literatures. You have to find out the research gap. Most of the students, they could not understand what is the research gap. Research gap means under the step number 2, based upon the review of literatures, what their findings are there, their findings, how you are going to be using, and you want to use it. Is there any gap? They did not study yet, but you are going to study. Because of you have seen the review of literature. You have seen the whatever the material is available in the market, on the net, or in the library, or into the universities, or in the thesis form, or into the books form. You have seen all the things, but what is the gap is there? Small gap. For example, simple thing I can mention that. You have browsed about the banking sector. Now, portability of the banking sector is not studied. So what you try to, what you would like to write about it into the research gap is there. Since then, so many studies have been conducted by the various researchers. They have studied significantly. They have studied, they have concluded it. These are the reforms are there. But no one has so far, not since then, so far, no one has come out onto the portability of the banking sector. Therefore, I am going to choose the pros and cons of the portability of the banking sector in India. Therefore, I am going to choose the portability of the banking sector in India. The portability is going to come from 2020-28. By that time, you can mention that only the pros and cons only. Again, if a student will come, banking sector portability, satisfaction or dissatisfaction. Again, there is a big mess about it. You cannot study the satisfaction of the portability of the banking sector. The reason is it has not been implemented at all. It is going to be implemented from 2028, 1st April onwards. Therefore, your project title should be pros and cons of the portability of the public sector banks in India, but not the customer satisfaction of the portability of the banking sector. So my point is, the third point is that to identify the gap, you can effectively identify when you read about what is happening into the earlier studies. Therefore, the research gap is also very, very important factors. This could not have been taught by the many faculty members. Therefore, I would like to focus. Many factors might have been taught, but so many gap is coming. When we went and visited so many colleges. I found that students totally not able to understand what could be the research gap and how many types of the research gaps is there. Okay. Again, I will mention that what is the research gap means. Already studies have been done and already certain conclusions have come, but some conclusions are missing. Through your study, that conclusions are going to be fulfilled. That could be your research gap. That could be your research gap. Again, while research gap is also, so many students will write it. No one has studied so and so, so and so, so and so. Absolutely no. Even astronomy also, you can look about the olden people, olden history is there. Astronomy earlier, not even Aryabhatta, earlier also, so many literature is available. And astronomy. Now you know that what is the tagline or punchline is there? What is happening with the help of the keyboards, my dear students? What is happening with the help of the keyboard? We can look about the mythological also. What is happen with the not keyboards at the time, then some fingers, some chants. So now you can identify the gap, and then you can come out. Under that, there are 9 gaps are there, and which is suitable to your project report, please mention about it. Don't make it all 9 gaps. Which is suitable to you, then make mention that yes, these are the research gap is there. But again, I am empathetically stating that don't say that no studies have been done. They have done it. Then the different version is there. You are also be doing into that to adding to existing review of literature. Okay, just I will focus on to this. The first one is a theoretical gap is there. Okay, what could be the theoretical gap? Theoretical gap means, my dear student, water falls to down only, up to down. Am I right or wrong? Water flows from top to down. Okay, sun rises from only east only. Am I right or wrong? But that theoretical background, you want to say something new. It is unnatural, you know that. And there is a theories are there. Gravitation theory is there, fermentation theory is there. Even our economics, even supply demand theory is there. Even the marketing, product life cycle theory is there. Already theories are there, formulated, tested, proved, and even today still we are following for that. But you are coming and stating that some theoretical gap is there. No. It is impossible to you then, being a post-graduating student, not even post-graduated. Post-graduating student, it is impossible to find out the theoretical gap. Okay, what is the mathematics means? 0 to 9 only. But you cannot mention 11 also mathematics. It is a theoretical gap. The mathematics theory says that the numbers are from 0 to 9 only. The theoretical gap you are mentioning that some 11 and 1000 billions is there. That should not be there. So don't jump into the theoretical gap is there. The second methodological research gap is there. Methodological gap is also there. Methodological gap means most of the students, they do the mistakes. When they writing into the methodology, they will mention that systematically random stratified sampling method we have used it. Systematically stratified random sampling methods we are using it. But my dear students, when you are using into the methodological, is be careful about it. When you are systematically stratified random sample means there is a procedure. Just you are collecting the information from your friends, 30 to 40 students, or just you are circulating through the Google format. You are collecting the data, and you are stating that I collected the data by using to the stratified random statistical techniques. No. You can say that the convenient sampling method. This is a methodological mistakes. Most of the students, they do that. Please don't do that. What is you read it? What is now? It is not time to state that what is the statistical stratified random sample, non-random sample, probability sample, non-probability sample. It takes another semester, but you can understand the agony of it. So the methodological mistakes we should not do about it. Okay. Under this, also another important point is there. Suppose the sufficient number also is very, very important under the methodological gap. Sufficient number means your project may be simple is there, but only 1 or 2 candidates you are interviewing and you are coming out certain opinion. No, at least some proportionate should be there. Some proportionate is there that may be attracting to this your research project in the positive manner. Third one is empirical gap. Empirical gap means data. Data means the second data. This empirical gap means you should not take the completely outdated information. Again, what is the outdated information? You don't take about the banking sector 1935. 1935 is a landmark flagship of our Indian currency maintenance. That year was established into the Reserve Bank of India. So therefore, don't go that to the outdated data. Now, what is the new data is also there. So outdated data should not be used. If you are using it, there is a gap. Again, you are preparing the project report based upon to the secondary data. The minimum 5 years should be there. Without 5 years, you cannot make it any trend, any analysis at all. You want to make it some analysis, minimum 5 years data is required. Okay. Again, based upon to the 5 years, you can predict 1 or 2 years future also. Now, what is the future also you can predict about it. Okay. Again, in the empirical data also, the whatever the data is there, you have to project it as it is, secondary data as it is. We should not manipulate the data. You want to give the only rosy pictures to you, then you are giving only rosy pictures, you are presenting to the only rosy pictures, but you are unable to present about the which are the negative factors. For example, what could be the rosy picture is there, what could be the negative factors is there. The whatever the thing is there, suppose the profits are showing to be very effective manner, profit is year after year increasing. Therefore, you are mentioning that this company is very viable company, very attractive company you are mentioning. But look about debt and equity ratios. Look about their leverage ratio. Look about their capital intensity ratios. Look about the dividend declaration ratio. Look about the labor intensity ratio. Look about the HI index, also you can look about it. And look about the corporate governance ratios. And you can state that, yes, this company is a very viable company. This company is performing very well. But only looking to the profits and stating, ignoring to the corporate governance, ignoring to the disclosures of the informations and other things, that should not be there. Therefore, if it is there, now it is a high time, still time is there. My dear student, please correct it. Again, another gap, fourth gap is also population gap. Population gap means, for example, I would like to organize the conference of the women, for example. Who should be there? Women should be there. Suppose I would like to conduct a survey about the women's problem. Okay, whom should I have interviewed? I should have been interviewed only women's only. Rather of interviewing the men about the women problem, there is a gap. Another example is also there. There is a problem with some students. I want to find out the solutions to that problem. Whom should I ask? I should ask only the students. If I am asking to the faculty members, he will say his own opinion, conflict of interest. If you are asking about the principal, he will say that, sir, it is a routine matter. They will fight, they are very close friends, sir, tomorrow they are friends. Unless, sir, they will drag and they will waste our time. So the population gap means who is your target group? As I mentioned that HDFC Bank or some example I mentioned, HDFC Bank means you have to ask only HDFC Bank customers, not any others. If you are asking to any others, again, you are missing something is there. Therefore, that kind of population gap also don't do about it. Again, the contextual gap is also very, very important. What is the contextual gap is there? The contextual gap is there. Now look about the present scenario. There is a apprehension is there. Fear complex is there. We may be facing fuel shortages. We may be facing to the petrol, diesel shortage or coming LPG shortage. That was a contextual. Now it is entire globe is facing now. Entire globe, not only India, not only in even Hyderabad. What is the context is there? Now wars is going on across the country. Middle East countries there. Definitely anywhere now it is a global and as a village is there. Any country is involved into the war. Definitely that results will be percolated to other countries. Now you can see that Russia, since 3 years, it has fighting to the Ukraine. Again, then even the Israel started fighting onto the Hamas, Lebanon. Again, even America started to the conquering about the Iran. It affects the entire scenario. That is a contextual gap is there. But you are mentioning that India is a very rosy picture. India is a highly democratic country. India is not having any problems. Or if you are writing like this, some lack of information, lack of specific problems you are mentioning now. That should also be not there. Again, sixth one is a comparative gap is there. The comparative should be very comparable. Then you can only compare about it. Okay. For example, you want to study about HDFC Bank and SBI Bank, you can compare about it. Or you can study about Amazon as well as to the Flipkart. Or you can study about Oracle as well as to the SAP. Means Oracle and SAP both are the language. You can compare about it. Amazon and another Flipkart is a e-commerce portals. You can study about it. SBI and HDFC, you can study about it. But you want to study to the comparison to the SBI and Dina Bank. Or SBI and Rural Gramina Bank. These are all the uncomparables, you know them. You should not compare the uncomparable as a comparables. If you are comparing to the uncomparable as a comparables, your results also be unmatching. So therefore, select it. You take any one, two companies, even take the any company you can take it. Okay, now you can take the automobile, you can take the MG and Mahindra. They are fighting into the electronic cars, or you can take the international cars. You can take you can take the Mercedes Benz as well as to the BMW car. But don't compare to the BMW car to the Maruti car. Maruti car, the profile is different, and BMW car, Benz car profile is different. The customer's profile is also different. Users' profile is also different. Therefore, what I appeal to that you can concentrate on this. Okay. Again, practical gap is also there. Seventh one is practical gap means the real things are different, your results are different. Everybody is fighting each others, but you are mentioning that everything is cool. But there is no problem at all. You are talking about everything is very, very cool, cool, cool. Not like that. You have to come realities, real practical situation. You have to come for it. Okay. Now we can state that there are no cyber crimes in India. There are no atrocities on women in India. Okay. There are no spies in India. If you are coming like this, ignoring to the real facts, definitely some problems will come. Again, sometimes the data gap is also there. Data gap means because of the some corona, no company has functioned. It is a completely lockdown. In the lockdown period also, you are giving certain figures. For example, we have the lockdown 2019, 20, 21, 22 also. These are the lockdown or corona pre or post affected periods. But in that period, you are mentioning that yes, companies earning very good profits. Really, anybody can, layman can also simply get doubt. It was a corona period, how the company can earn the profits. For example, you are mentioning as a Indigo earned profits into the corona period. So that should be the data gap is also there. Okay, so so many gaps is there, then the temporary gap is also there. So gaps, you can identify the gaps, and then just to you have the snapshot. These are all the apps are available to make it your project is very worthy, very easy. Easy, you can see that. I hope so that you are using it. Even most of the people, they started using about okay, the Grok is also there. Even the Perplexity also, they started using it. Gemini, Google Chat, these are all very regular phenomena, regular feature for it. And now you can see that for review of literature, you can use about Rabbit. It was a very wonderful research Rabbit. What could be the what is the basic habit of the rabbit? Basic habit of the rabbits is it goes to the certain field, it takes little food, again they will come back to their own caves. So similarly, why they put it the name it as a research rabbit means you have to browse and again you have to come back to your own conclusions. Therefore, it's a wonderful review of literature app is there. Try to make use of this Research Rabbit app and get your some research literature. Then the writing assistance is also there. Grok is also wonderful is there. Science space we are not using it. Gemini we can use it. Grammar definitely Grammarly freely it is available. Even Quillbot also available. Okay, PaperPal and they started some subscription is required. Citation, my dear students, citation is very, very important. Even most of we do also sometimes confusion. What is the citation? What are the references? What is the bibliography? The 3 or 4 are different, my dears. References means definitely using as a superscript and definitely at the end of the note or chapter, document, paper or project, you have to chapter, you have to present it. That should be called a reference is there. Bibliography means just you referred it, some basic knowledge you want to acquire, you have just to consult it, just you referred it, that should be called as a bibliography. Citations means some authors already they got published it, that you are going to be using. While using, please cite it. Please make it as a source. I have drawn this conclusion from so and so author. That could be called as a citation. You know that what is the citation means? Suppose I got published one paper is there, my paper is used by my student. He should state that I am using my teacher's paper. My teacher's paper, it is concluded this conclusion may be useful to me, may not be useful to me. That could be called as a citations. For the citations, you can lot of things. Mendeley is also wonderful app is there, free app is there, you can make use of it. It is a use and when comparing to the reference work, even EndNote and Jotaro also, this Mendeley is a wonderful one. You can make use of this and you can draw for it. And now you can draw the pictures. Canva is wonderful. Even M365 is also Microsoft too. Just in the Microsoft is also M365 is there. By using to the M365 also you can generate the wonderful pictures. Now you can see the newspapers, whatever the ads are coming, whatever the new ad or new greetings are coming, that is generated with the canvas or that is generated with the M365. Likewise, they are using to the lot of softwares. AI is also they are using for it. You can also use, make it very colorful, make it wonderful presentations and modern presentation. You can see my slides also. My slides also prepared with the help of the AI. Just I have given inputs, that is a slide by slide that has developed. I started explaining to you then. Then the data analysis, the Python, you know, my dear student, we are using SPSS or we are using help of the Excel also. Excel and SPSS, we are very, conveniently we are using it now. Okay. Now what is the space is there? Space means we have to give the data either numerical or ordinal signed. Scaling if you give it, that will give the data that based upon to that. Now using to the some JavaScript and using to the SQLs, using to the HTML, we have to write certain programs. For example, simple program means save means control plus yes. Okay, if you click it, then that is going to be saved. Now the Python is giving commands to you that you need not write any commands. You need not to remember any commands. Just you want to say something, the Python is ready-made, prepared commands are available now. You have the Python usage or after MCOM also you can learn Python. It is going to help for the interpretation of the data, for writing to the program and particularly analysis of the data. What is going to be analysis of the data? Then another very important feature, I hope so that you may not use it. It is not possible. At least while going to the postgraduate after the MCOM, you are going for a doctorates. Make use of this MaxQ DAW. This is a MaxQ DA also. MaxQ DAW. Difference between to the SPSS and Python and to the MaxQ DA is the MaxQ DA is going to be evaluating about the qualitative data analysis also. What is the qualitative data analysis? Likert scale. What is the Likert scales means? 5-point scales. What is the 5-point scales means? Satisfied, highly satisfied, very satisfied, excellently satisfied, not entirely satisfied. If this is the qualitative data also, this if you using about this MaxQ DA, That is going to be interpreting, that is going to be give the data. And you can collaborations is also there. Make use of this. Lot of softwares are available. You have to spend some time. Okay, so many tools, academic writing tools. Answer this also there. Jetoro, Paperfall, and PubMedicine is also there. Drawin. These are all available, and Google Scholar is also there. Make use of this one. Okay, and then again, lastly, finally, I would like to focus about the 10 essential skills for the researchers. My focus is on to that, not going to learn about old skills and the paper and pen work. I would like to focus on to the modern skills with the software tools. What is the objective of essential skills to possess by the research scholar or researchers or MCOM final year students is they should possess the modern skills with the sophisticated statistical tools or software tools. That is our interest.
కింద గౌతమి మేడం దగ్గర ఇచ్చేసాను. మీ దగ్గర వెనక ఏదో పేపర్స్ ఉన్నాయి ఏంటవి?
మా దగ్గర ఏం పేపర్స్ లేవు మేడం. The first thing is there, critical thinking and problem solving. Critical thinking is required. Questioning is required. And again, always questioning is not good, but come out with a certain solution also. Even any marketing also stated that actionable solutions are required. And you may be having some solution, but it cannot be taken any action. That is not the actual solution. Solution means actionable solutions are required. Then as I mentioned that we have to use the software skills. So critically thinking and problem solving, make use of the IBM's SPSS. You can use it. R Studio also you can use it. Tableau also you can use it. And if you are using it, definitely critically thinking will be there. Some problem solution will also be. Review of literature, as I mentioned that, make use of the review of literature and you can get the information retrieval. While retrieval, take the help of the Google Scholar, Jetaro, Mandley, and you can organize. You can organize this one. Okay. Then the data analytics, as I mentioned, Python, MATLAB, NVO, and academic writings. Academic writing also, they make use of this one. Again, methodology, as I mentioned that this is the monkey.com, my dear students. You are using or not, try to use this monkey.com. My dear students, what is this survey or monkey.com means? Monkey.com means now just you can give certain questions. The monkey.com itself preparing the Google format questions. Again, if you click on the submit after preparation of the question, by to this monkey.com, if you submit under the monkey.com, lakhs of the research scholars are available. Immediately they will fill the
section. C or D, I think. 51 ఉంది. 51. 51 to C. 2C ma'am. ఇప్పుడు ma'am నాకు తెలియదు మేడం, నా దగ్గర 100 వరకు ఉంది. 2D ఎక్స్ట్రా పేపర్స్ ఏమైనా ఉంటే
who is there other side?
ఇంకా డిపార్ట్మెంట్ చూసి మిమ్మల్ని చూడలే. డీలో ఎవరు ఉన్నారు మేడం? డీలో తెలియదురా, మేబీ 205 206 వస్తుందేమో. 206
మేడం డి మేడం ప్లీజ్ అన్మ్యూట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ మేడం.
నేనే మీది వద్దాం అనుకున్నా కానీ నేను
అరే
మర్చిపోయినా.
మేడం ప్లీజ్ అన్మ్యూట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్.
ఓకే థాంక్యూ మ్యామ్. వెల్కమ్. ఇది
Naveen, please check it. Who is there? You are the host is there. Try to unmute them. Okay, now my dear students, make use of this monkey.com. That is definitely going to help to you. And then the data visualization, as I mentioned that Power BI, Canva also make use of it. Collaborative, lot of collaborative approaches are available, at least which is freely available. Google Drive is also there, OneDrive is also there. Make use of it. Okay, time is definitely constraints to you that. Make time plan, schedule also effectively you can make it. That is going to be helping to you that. Now the focus and finally focusing on to the ethical research and data integrity is there. Now even the university is also be insisting to go with the plagiarism test. Okay, in that Turnitin is there. In that Turnitin at least 20% is. I hope so that Professor Sekhar will be clear, make it more clear how much percentage of the similarity should be accepted, not to be accepted. That should be Turnitin is also one software is there. That's we can make use of it. Otherwise is also there. That is the I authenticate is also there. EndNote is also there. Make use of it and then you can come out with some ethical research work. Again, what could be ethical research work means? Smaller, concise, precise, original of you own, and come out with certain new conclusions. That should be our ethical values. And presentation skills also. Again, my dear students, particularly all students, I appeal to that. Go with the hard binding. Don't say that I have money. Or don't say that I don't have time. And it is a reflection of the Department of Commerce, Osmania University. Make it very systematic, uniformity binding of all colleges. We have less than 40 colleges and less than 2000 students. We have it very easily. We can monitor, easily we can coordinate it. Therefore, all should go with the hard binding, at least to minimum 3 copies. It takes only 300 rupees and spend money. That is only your baby. So you can carry your own baby with the good dress. Okay. With this, I would like to stop it. Or anybody they would like to ask any questions, they can ask any questions, and we would like to answer their questions. Any questions, anybody? Mr. Praveen, MCOM IS, Praveen. MCOM IS, Praveen would like to say anything? Rukmini College people? Yeah. So I will stop here. Over to the organizers. Mr. Naveen or Professor Sindrakant Sekhar? Any students, you have any questions you can ask? Either anybody can unmute, they can ask any questions, or else organizers can respond for this, or give me permission to go with another class, or continuation of the class. Or any students can take the chat box, make use of the chat box. Yeah. One questions I have seen into the chat box. The research topic is innovative, very good. So we would like to have multiple citations. In that case, what we need to do, like more bibliography will not be available. If bibliography is not available, you need not worry much about it. We are expecting that the only available material only how to quote it. Non-available material, you need not worried about it. Okay, but we welcome with the coming out with the innovative topics, and multiple topics also we are welcome. In the multidisciplinaries also we are going to be welcome. This is about Komal. Anybody can raise or anybody can chart. Sriram. Dr. D. Sudhakar, HOD. Nirma Sultana. Saida Nafis. Nazim.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. Who is there? Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Sir, would like to say anything? Hmm. Hmm. Again, another question has come up. The primary data, how much should be the general population size should be considered, like what should be the minimum size? So for the particularly primary data, the sample size should be for the students at least minimum 50. 50 is a better because of the population may be infinite or population may be in infinity is also there, finite also be there. Now we are not bothered about the entire population, but number we are bothering. At least 50 for the primary data, 5 years data for the secondary data. 5 years for the secondary data, minimum 50 for to the primary data. It is also depending upon to the problem to problem and student to student, topic to topic, in consultation with the concerned their supervisor. Oh, you mentioned thank you. Any more questions now? Again, generally, wonderful, very big questions should come. How many marks it should be there? How many marks, sir? Anybody can? Please make it louder. 150 or 100? 150 marks or 100 marks?
100 marks, I think, sir.
Okay.
100 marks.
100 marks, yes.
Already theory examination completed last semester.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
For this, 100 marks.
100 marks, yes. Research methodology in third semester we completed. Now fourth semester only project is there, yes.
Sir, what about plagiarism? I have to check for that.
Yeah, make use of this, sir. It is also freely available. Softwares are available, Turn it in.
We are insisting for 10% as per the UGC norms. 10% we are insisting.
Yeah, 10% means 10%.
Yes.
Title will be given by the department. We have to select. No, this time the head of the department not giving titles. He has given the free hands to the students. He has completely given free hands to the students. Any students can select any topics. Even we welcome even to the even the allied subjects topics also.
Yes.
We are not giving any titles now. The titles can be selected by the students with the approval of the concerned supervisor or teacher. Wonderful question.
Topics and fields they have to select first of all. And
Yes,
is there
sir.
any reorganization of the titles? Just we can guide it.
Yeah, they should come with their own ideas. It may be better. If they ask us, we do our typical mind. Entire typical mind. We want to impose on them. That should not be happen. That's only our concern.
Your sessions also very good, sir. With regard to the titles, your sessions also very nice today.
Yeah, 10. There are so many. 10 is there. Again, I want to repeat. No question tags.
No question of abbreviations.
Yeah, no abbreviations. No conflict of interest. No lengthy title. No short titles.
No lengthy
no
title.
confusions.
No title also.
Yes, sir. Yes.
All information must be covered with the title also.
It looks like likely it should be addressed.
Yes.
So thank you very much. Can I say thank you, organizers?
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your wonderful guidance to the student. As well as for the faculty of it will be useful for us.
No, I have not gone for to the theoretical mode, but I have gone to the practical mode. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. We'll see you in the department again.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Anna.
Am I close? I have completed.
Okay. Thank you, Anna. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next login gamana.
Okay. Next, Patrick.
Patrick.
Okay, Anna. Okay.
So I thank the department, particularly head and Kavita Devi and all other functionaries and particularly students. At least you might have learned some tips only. We have not gone for the elaborative semester lectures. Just only some tips I have given. Try to follow for it. Those are going to be helping to you then. Okay, thank you very much. I am leaving now.
I'm into a class or online class. Am I audible there? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. I did have an issue with my internet connectivity. That is the reason I had gone out. Nice to be again back to this group where I'm asked to do the presentation there. So let me just get my presentation and I'll share. I've done some ebooks as well. So this I will go about with sharing with the students. Yeah, my presentation is visible. Hello. Nobody responding. Is my presentation visible to you?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Visible,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you. There's a similar kind of a thing I've done a few days back. I did a session. So let me just go about with sharing a few things with you all. Sir spoke to you about why research and how do you choose a topic. Maybe I just add a few things. I get to see this when students are doing projects, the kind of choice of words that they use in writing their objectives. Words like to study, to understand, to know, to explain, then to recommend, to suggest. Ensure that such words don't come in. So you have selected a topic and you need to go about with doing the foundational work of literature review. So once you are done with the literature review, you're identifying the gaps. So those gaps become your objectives. And for meeting the requirement of your objectives, and you want to check your objectives empirically, you go about with working on what is known as hypothesis testing. Hypo is tentative and thesis is final. So you go about with meeting your requirements of the objectives and the hypothesis. For that, you do the data collection. So you have learned right from your school days how to do data collection there, whether you can do the primary or you can do the secondary data collection. So when you look for primary, you're collecting it for the very first time. Secondary is what is already there. You're trying to fine tune it to your requirement. So I'll just run through the presentation. Most often I come across students not in a position to go about with knowing when to use which kind of statistical tools. And you did a paper on RMSA, which taught you on what is research, what are types of research, what do you mean by hypothesis testing. You were exposed to Z-test, T-test, chi-square, ANOVA. You know what is a parametric test, what is a non-parametric test. But only thing is you don't know when to apply which. I mean, you also have to know the assumptions. If the sample size varies between 1 to 29, you talk about a t-test. Anything above that, you say it is a Z test. For doing a chi-square, we say the sample size got to be 50, which should be the minimum. And when you want to compare more than two means simultaneously, there is a limitation with Z test and T test, and that is what you do with your thing, which is called as ANOVA. So I don't want you to get into high-end things like SPSS and other things. Even with Excel, you can do wonders there. I'm just trying to tell you that these days people are paying to do a course which is called storytelling. We still remember our bedtime stories, which our grandparents have told us, and we have learned a lot from that. So the thing is, with your data, can you do storytelling? These days, you talk a lot about Power BI. A picture speaks 1,000 words. So how do you convey through your data? Now, when it comes to this measurement and scaling, not all numbers are the same. I mean, this is for faculty and the students. I'm trying to tell out that all not numbers are the same in the sense. When you look at what is called as nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio, you all know your roll numbers, you know your hall ticket numbers, you know the cricketer's jersey, you know the athlete's chest number. These are meant for identification. These are meant for classification. You can't do any mathematical calculations on your roll numbers and your hall ticket numbers. Now, if I talk about ranks, if I say there are three colleges which are there in three ranks, I don't know like how many marks the third college has lost the first rank by, whether it is NIRF or NAC or NBA or whatever thing that we do. Or let us say that you participated in a sports day and somebody has got gold, someone has got silver, and someone has got bronze. Now, the thing is, how many seconds a student lost the gold medal? That can't be told because I'm just telling about the medal, but not by how many seconds. Now, these are ranking related information, which we call it as ordinal. Now, when I look at the temperatures, today I read it's very scary. It says Telangana is going to get into what is called as a very severe hot climate around. So every day I read a paper, I look at what is called as the maximum temperature and the minimum temperature. So the thing is, what can I do with that except for difference between maximum minimum? I can't do anything beyond it. I can find range, I can find mean. And those numbers with which I can do everything, now those numbers are called what is known as the ratio. So you'll have to know what is nominal, what is ordinal, what is interval, and what is ratio. And you must know measurement and scaling. Like let us say at the end of the session, if Naveen sir goes about with working out a questionnaire, feedback, and tells us who has taken the session how. I don't know. I'm not watching what is happening on the YouTube. People are very busy posting comments and other things. My students are there in the seminar hall listening from a television there. So the thing that I'm trying to tell out is, uh, you know, if somebody asks you whatever they said, do you strongly agree? You agree? I'm a neutral. You disagree? You strongly disagree? Or you're happy? You're sad? You learned something before attending the session, after attending the session? Did you get a fair idea about how to select a topic, how to use a statistical tool, how to write a project report? I mean, you require some more things. I mean, you can always share it in that. Now, how do I convert an opinion into a number? For that, I require measurement and scaling. And I tell you, you can read books by Uma Sekaran, you can read books by Kotari, you can read books by Naresh Malhotra. It gives you insights on what is measurement scaling, how to design a questionnaire. Once you have collected the data through questionnaires, how do you take those numbers and put it into an Excel sheet? And how do you go about with analyzing the data? What is descriptive? What is inferential? When you say descriptive, you have all learned it in your degree. You have learned measures of central tendency, measures of dispersion. I don't know, some colleges have taught what is skewness, kurtosis, moments. You have learned correlation, you have learned regression, you have learned time series, index numbers. These were all things which talk about things like wherein you look from Ravi, you look very handsome with the camera on. Can you put it off? Totagallu Ravi? Yeah. So the thing that I'm trying to tell out is, it looks very funny when people are seeing through the camera and laughing at it there. So the thing that I'm trying to tell is, you need to go about with trying to know what is descriptive and what is inferential. What you did in your MCOM was more about inferential statistics. What you did in your degree was more about descriptive statistics. The basic difference is in descriptive, you only describe, except the why part, you talk about who, what, where, when, how much kind of a thing. But when it comes to inferential, you talk about the why part, cause and effect relationship is what you go about with working more. So what is this analytical toolkit? And when you're asked to present the data, how do you do it in tables? How do you put it in graphs? I mean, normally I get some student showing me all pie charts. I said, could you not find a bar chart, an histogram, a line chart, or there are a lot of other things when you do a Google form, when you fill there, you get different other charts. Can you not make your data more representative that way there? So those things you can look into. So how do you use Excel? And these days I keep cautioning wherever I speak with research scholars at a PhD, UG or a PG level there, I'm talking about how to use AI more responsibly. That is the artificial intelligence. You don't expect to automate your research. So let me just put it this way. I just have to share this part. Like you have a hook that every number has got a story. If somebody says that every Friday umbrella and chocolate sales are increasing, how umbrella and chocolates are related? Is it just a coincidence? Or when people are buying umbrellas, they come to the cash counter and chocolates are seen openly. So when somebody is giving a change, the chocolates look very tempting and you end up buying the chocolates as well. And why Friday is there? Is it that people are getting more time on a weekend? Tomorrow is second Saturday. Today is Friday. By coincidence, what I have in the slide. So customers buy when there is, that comfort items when it rains before weekends, right? So what statistics does is it goes about with bridging the gap between the numbers. There is a story behind the number, and that story is being told by the analysis part of it there. So you're trying to summarize 1,000 responses to tell one aspect. What is that measure of central tendency? You're talking about mean, median, mode. What does mean? You talk about arithmetic, geometric, harmonic. Now I ask students, can you tell me when to use which kind of mean there? You must be in a position to tell, put the formula, get the answer. But it's not that what I'm trying to look for. You must know when to use which tool. If I ask students, where do we use mode every day? Where do we use median every day? So those things we need to look at. And when you look regression and correlation, I think based on the past data, how do we predict the future? Right? Now, there are certain myths that are associated with the data. Numbers don't lie. Yeah, but it is like ego, garbage in, garbage out. So sometimes you get wrong things that can be conveyed through numbers. Now we say big data is something to do with better research. But size does not matter even if the number is small. And if you have some correct information, correct data, processed data is information, and information helps you in decision making. So we are talking about what is biased and what is unbiased data. And this is another wrong thing that we think correlation is always equivalent to cause. That is wrong. We don't know whether it is a nonsense correlation or it is a spurious correlation. Now, ice cream and shark attacks both happen in summer. How can that happen? Summer, yes, people go for eating ice creams. Summer, yes, people use swimming pools. But if they don't know that water has got some dangerous organisms and you jump into water, probably you could have shark attacking you. But the thing is, summer, ice cream, swimming are all related. But shark attack and ice creams are not related. So how do you go about with looking at that part? And every time you use software like SPSS, SAS, PSPP, and a lot of other tools which are there in the market, I would tell even with Excel, you can do some wonderful things. You can even with a calculator, you can do it. When you did your MCOM exam in your third semester on RMSA, you didn't use software, right? You did your Z test, you did your chi-square, you did your ANOVA, you did your t-test. How did you do it? You didn't use anything there. So the thing is, you don't need high-end software is what I'm trying to tell you. Now, let me just get into the other one. Like, what is this measurement and scaling? When I started, I was trying to tell you what is nominal, what is ordinal, what is interval, what is ratio. So the very basic kind of numbers which are there at the lowest level is nominal. Then we talk about writing things in poor, excellent, great kind of things there. Or when I'm talking about things which come with two extremes, or I talk about things which come with an absolute zero. You must know where to use which kind of a thing. Can I analyze gender? You can say male, female, or others. But how do you have a number with which you can tell that someone can also be told into others category. Can I measure how much male is, how much female? I'm talking about an individual. Is there a scale for masculinity or femininity? That doesn't occur. So it is wrong. It is meant for classification, and you're not supposed to measure those kind of things there. So what are these attitude scales all about? You need to know what is a Likert scale, which is a 5% or a 7%. I said the session is interesting or boring. You'll tell it through a semantic differential. What is a rating scale or what is ranking? You give ranks. Why do you use a soap? I use soap for the price. You use for deodorant. You use it for removing the dirt. You use it for the type of chemicals that are there which are not harmful. So the thing is, I'm talking about which do you give more importance to? So that is where you look at the ranking part of it there. Staple scale is a 10-point scale wherein we look at positive, it can go up to +5, and negative, it can go to -5. And we have constant sum. When you eat chocolates, why do you eat it? Right? Uh, I'm a diabetic, so I would look for a dark chocolate. So how much points do I give for low sugar or no sugar? Swapna ma'am, can you put your video off? Swapna Pulluri garu. What is ranking? You give rank. Why do you use scope? Now I'm talking about scales which can be asking only two questions: yes or no, true or false. So I wish that you read the detailed description that is given in Naresh Malhotra, which talks about what is a dichotomous scale, what is a trichotomous scale. When you say if I ask you, tell me yes or no, what am I asking you to agree to? Yes or no to what? So if I give you a neutral question, so that is where I tell it can be a DKCS, don't know, can't say. If I have more than 3 options, I call it multiple choice. Now, how do I go about with using this numbers? You say it is from strongly agree to strongly disagree, or it is a 7-point scale, which can be to strongly disagree, disagree, somewhat agree, and neutral. There can be a 7-point scale. So how do you go about with using it? I don't know if you have designed a questionnaire still. And how do you go about with interpreting these numbers? See, if you look at your marks memo, you're now in your 4th sem. So by now, you know like how the GPA is calculated, grade point average, semester grade point average. Once you finish your 4 semesters, you get combined grade point average, CGPA. So you must know how to interpret the numbers and how to use a semantic differential. Now I said whether something is good or bad, something is old fashioned. When I said close the camera, I was trying to talk about being old fashioned or being modern, or someone is unreliable, someone is trustworthy. A rating scale, what do I give importance to? Right? Whether it's price, quality, brand. What kind of things do I give more importance to? Do I buy generic or something without a brand name? So how do I put this data into frequency tables, calculate the mean, standard deviation? How do I interpret the numbers? How do I present it in the form of diagrams or graphs? That is the visual part of it there. So when you design the questionnaire, you need to ask the right kind of question. Now, this is where I said yes or no, true or false will come under dichotomous. When I say yes, no, DKCS or a maybe can be a trichotomous. Or when I have more than 3 options, I call it multiple choice. I can have a rating scale, open-ended, closed-ended. If you look at your semester end exams, you have short and essay. Everybody gets the same question paper, but what do you write depends upon your choice of words. That is open-ended. But if I ask, please choose from only this MCQ, then I'm limiting your options. I'm talking about only those words. That is where I say it is to do with the closed-ended, right? Now, when you're doing a questionnaire, please ensure that you keep the question short and simple. You use simple language, everyday language, pre-tested with 5 respondents so you can overcome whatever mistakes are there. Maintain a logical flow. I always ask this, whether I ask a person whether he's literate or illiterate before you fill a questionnaire. Ask whether he's an investor or not before he goes about with asking questions on behavioral finance. Before you ask a person whether he is having children or not, ask him whether he's married first, right? So put your questions in a logical way and ensure that your answers are mutually exclusive. One answer is selected, other answer doesn't get, or he has got multiple answers to give as well. Now, the thing is, you shouldn't be shooting two questions. See, I have some markers in front of me. When I pull a trigger in a gun, one time, one bullet comes out. But if I have a doubled barrel gun, when I pull one trigger, two bullets are released at the same time. I mean, I remember the example what is quoted in Naresh Malhotra, where they say that is tea refreshing and tasty, Coke refreshing and tasty. So if you say yes, you're telling it to the refreshment part, or are you telling to the taste part? Don't ask somebody like if you are a patriotic Indian, should you buy Chinese goods? If you're a patriotic, if America is asking, should you buy Iran products? I mean, the answer is there in the question. It is a leading question. And how do you put, there is something called as a checklist. What Naresh Malhotra gives, how do you put the questions which are sensitive first? And don't use ambiguous words like occasionally, often, regularly. Make sure that you can measure it very precisely. And then when you talk about what is the descriptive and inferential, I try telling when you're trying to summarize the data, when you're trying to calculate what is called as mean, median, mode, when you're trying to find out what is the difference between the maximum and minimum value, when you're trying to find the square of the standard deviation, and how do values vary from the measure of central tendency, what are frequency tables, and how do you put it pictorially in a bar graph, line graph, box plot. What do you mean by cross tabulation? See, many people I find they ask which income level, what is your gender, what is your age, just for the sake of asking. But can you use the same questions for cross tab? I mean, different age group, how did they answer the same question? Based on gender, based on religion, based on the education level, based on the occupation, based on which part of Telangana or which part of the country they come, did the answer vary? That is where I'm talking about cross tabulations. Now, inferential is where I look for hypothesis testing. Now, whatever things that we observe, we have drawn a conclusion. It could be right or wrong. We believe it could be right. That is where we call it null. But what could be proven or what couldn't be proven is what we talk about the alternate part of it there. So we use some tools, whether it is a parametric or non-parametric. How do we say parametric, non-parametric? If we already know about the parent population from where we are drawing the sample, and on such a sample we are doing statistical tools, we call it the parametric test. But we have a population, we don't know anything about the parent population from where we are drawing the sample, we call it non-parametric. Though in the class we teach you more about parametric, what is more practical is using non-parametric. You know what is a type 1 error and type 2 error. The thing is, the hypothesis is right and you reject it, you say it is type 1. When it is wrong and you accept it, you call it type 2. So you have done your binomial, Poisson, normal. So we talk about central limit theorem. When you have to use parametric test, you have to use what is called as the normal distribution should be satisfied. If it is not satisfied, you can't use a Z test and T test and ANOVA. So careful on that. Another thing, I was asking this question. Do you know when to use an arithmetic mean? When the data is symmetric, no extreme outliers. When do you use a geometric mean? When you're trying to compound, when you're using ratios or percentages. When do you use a harmonic mean? Rates and ratios, relative things there. I mean, if a data can be divided into two equal halves, I call it median. Most frequently repeated number, I use a word called mode. So, when I'm talking about a parameter and statistic, what do I mean by a parameter? Data related with a population. It can be mean, it can be standard deviation, it can be size, it can be proportion. Data related with a sample, we call it statistic. Easy to remember. S for S. For sample, it is statistic. For population, it is parameter. So in a normal distribution, you say it is a bell-shaped curve, and you say that between plus and minus 1 standard deviation, area covered is 65. Between plus and minus 2, you talk about 95%. Between plus and minus 3, you talk about 99.7%. Now, if your data can be plotted and you get a normal curve, there is no skewness, mean, median, mode coincide, then we say that is where we say we can apply the T test, the Z test, and the ANOVA. Now, let me get into this toolkit that is there. We learn about what is univariate, what is bivariate, and what is multivariate. You study the entire phenomenon and you're trying to present it to a single number. You call it univariate. I mean, if one number is dependent on more than two factors at a time, we say it is bivariate. we say chi-square, we say ANOVA. But if a number is dependent on more than two factors, we call it multivariate, right? So maybe there is a factor analysis, conjoint analysis, multidimensional scaling. There are a lot of other tools. If you can read Naresh Malhotra, you'll get across that. But we're not using that. Maybe at your PG level, you can restrict yourself to univariate and bivariate. So I was talking about what is a parametric and non-parametric. I said if you know the parent population characteristic, we call it parametric. You don't know the parent population from where the sample is drawn, we say it is non-parametric. And look at it. You have a chi-square, you have a man with me, you have a Wilcoxon signed, you have a Kruskal-Wallis. I have to tell you, ANOVA is for parametric. Similar to that is Kruskal-Wallis. Correlation you are finding. If you know about the parent population, we call it Pearson. But if it is, you don't know the parent population and in such a sample, you need to find out correlation. We use the word called Spearman correlation. There are two correlations, right? So you must know where to use which tool. Then you have a very simple regression where you say y is equal to a plus bx, where we say y is the dependent variable, x is the independent variable, a is y's intercept, b is the slope. So how do we do that? So when does a student use correlation? You'll have to know that when things can be measured and expressed in numbers, we use a word variable. When things can't be expressed in numbers, we use a word what is called as an attribute. And for attribute, we use a word called association. And for things which can be measured in terms of numbers, we use a word which is called variable there. So how do we go about with working on that? Right? So we must know, I put this y is equal to a plus bx. But if there are more than one factors, we call it as a multiple regression. Then what is a p-value? See, in the class, we teach you with z and other things there. What exactly is a p-value? So those things you'll have to be careful upon. So hypothesis testing, if you look at, you all have done it. First is you set what is null alternate. You tell you based on your type 1 error, whether it is 5%, 1%, then you choose a particular statistical tool. You do the calculations. Then you're drawing a conclusion. So it is to reject or accept the null. You say a person is innocent or a person is criminal. A thing is of quality or thing is not about quality. Thing is good or bad. I mean, how do you go about it doing? So you must be putting things into practice when it comes with working with the hypothesis testing. And how do you present your data effectively? So data presentation, please, when you make tables, ensure that there is a table number. You have values given separate columns, and the columns have got titles that are there. Below the table, you'll write the source, whether it is based on primary, secondary. So the table has got columns, it has got row headings, column headings. Then you talk about totals, the percentages, increase, decrease you show in the table. So you'll have to write the source and you must be able to write a few lines about what the table speaks. Table will not talk by itself. So how do you do the interpretation? So when you're choosing the right kind of a graph, ensure that when do you use a bar chart, when do you use a pie chart, or you call it the donut chart there, or when do you use an histogram. Now this is something which softwares go about is providing as to what is a box plot, what is a scatter plot. So I was talking about garbage in, garbage out. Input, process, output. Input is data, output is information. So the thing is, I already said this, correlation is not causation. There could be biases. I mean, what holds good for the sample holds good for the entire population. I'm trying to check whether there is sugar in my body or not. I mean, I'm trying to use a dipstick or I'm trying to go about with doing it with a glucometer. So that one drop of blood is telling whether my sugar is excess in my blood or not. That is generalization. So you study something and what holds good for the sample, you said holds good for the entire population. That is what I call it a generalization, right? So you got to be very careful in that. Don't overgeneralize. Don't go with what you believe is right. That is where we talk about confirmation bias and other things there. So how to use Excel? I'm just trying to tell very simple things and how to use AI and other things there. See, this is a very simple formula. From which column to which column, which row to which row, you pick and you try to figure out the average, the median, the mode, the standard deviation, correlation, row number 1 and row number 2, try to figure out. Or you do what is this COUNTIF kind of a thing there to get a count of values. So, you know, if you're trying to do in Excel, you have an analysis tool pack. You don't have to go for high-end things that are there. You can get This there is statskingdom.com. You can go about doing analysis there as well. There are some pivot charts, where you're trying to do cross tabs and other things there. So let me get into the next thing to tell you. Today, everything is done with AI. AI, you got to use it to help you. I mean, I'll just tell you one example. You're all MCOM students. A few months back, my colleague from Botany, Vijay Bhaskar Reddy, he sent me a message. Can you share it with the media? And what happened there is a scholar was watching pollen grains in a flower, and she recorded that images, and she got an idea, and she told, sir, why can't these images be used on dresses? Where you talk about Pochampalli, Kalamkari, Gadwal, uh, Kanchi. There are a lot of designs on dresses or saris. And when the guide got this idea, he got that idea first patented. And then they applied for the patent. And now, if anybody is using their idea, using the design in a pollen grain on a dress, they got to pay them royalty. I'll tell you, you're doing MCOM. Somebody is doing an MBA. Someone is doing an MA. Someone is doing MSc. Now, I'll tell you how research, as a BCom student or a BBA student, you have done a project. But the thing is, how is the project different at an MCOM level or at a PhD level? You're not a consumer of knowledge, you're a producer of knowledge. School, kindergarten, inter, degree, you are a consumer of knowledge. Can you give something new? There are hundreds of students doing projects in MCOM. How many are original? How many can help you solve a problem? The three categories of people: people who create problem, people who identify problem, and people who solve a problem. So ask yourself, by doing a project, are you just getting with an MCOM? And your project, I'll tell you, when we go for interviews, we ask two important questions. Tell us something about yourself. Second question, we ask, can you talk about your project? And we can tell whether you're a genuine or a fake student, depend on how you answer that question about your project work there. So where does this AI help you? It helps you in summarizing long papers. When you read a research paper, what we tell is, why do you do a literature review is to identify what is to be done. If you do what others have done, how can it be a research? So you want to generate Excel formula or a Python code. You want to draft outlines, or you want to go about with trying to know what could be an appropriate topic, or which tools can be used for analysis. You want to translate research jargon. You can use AI, but don't use it to generate fake responses. Don't use it to generate literature review, because it is very good in hallucinations and faking literature which doesn't exist, or making ethical or moral judgments. Or don't tell AI, replace your own thinking and say, do the analysis for me, generate a project for me. If you can sit, I think you can do it. Today, I see when I sit for PhD pre-submissions, Vivas, I'm able to make out whether it's genuine or an AI generated. Now you remember that it is not what is there in your head, but what you put in your book. That is what Shekhar sir will be speaking shortly to you. And that is what matters to you. And when somebody comes for a Viva there, they will ask you questions. And will you be in a position to answer it? So interpreting your data, no. Drawing conclusions, no. Replacing your own critical thinking, no. So I told the red zone where you should not use AI. The green zone is where you go about with using AI. And few things about ethical principles there. You got to tell where you have used AI, that is transparency. You got to tell that you didn't compromise with sincerity and integrity, and you didn't have any bad intention. You got to talk about your privacy, your critical evaluation wherever it is possible, and you're accountable, right? So academic integrity counts a lot. So what is acceptable? Using AI to understand a statistical concept, to explain a formula, to go about with paraphrasing. There are a lot of those tools which are there, but still you got to read and put it in your own words there. Maybe it is not there at an MCOM level. Our colleagues in MBA have already said even their projects will undergo what is called as plagiarism, cut, copy, paste will be checked there, control C, control V, as you call it. The misconduct I look at when I would go about with asking my teachers to do Viva there is if you submit an AI generated text without any disclosure, or asking AI to write your analysis findings, or asking AI what should the result I get, and you manipulate. copying an AI chatbot conversation into your report and calling that as research. These are wrong. You got to use AI very responsibly. So before this thing there, you got to know what is to be used and what should not be. You should not disclose. When somebody is filling the data, you're taking their permission. So ensure that you don't sell the data to someone. Don't put it in AI also, because AI will sell this data. Will share this data with someone, or it gets trained on this. So there's a disclosure norm. How do you go about it working? So the thing is, how does it reflect my personal thinking? If I don't understand something in the report, I can't use it. If something is generated AI and I don't understand it, I can't apply it there. So how do you go about with starting? You got to define your objectives, do your literature review, choose which method of data collection, primary, secondary, whether you go for MA and other, they go for qualitative. They don't involve with the numbers. But MCOM, MBA, MSc, they do it with engineering also, they do it with quantitative. But we talk about a mixed method where you apply both qualitative and quantitative also there. You must know how to design a questionnaire. You must know how to collect the data. You must know how to clean the data. Editing, coding, we talk about removing data which is not consistent. And then how do you analyze the data? How do you interpret the data? And how do you write your interpretations? Now, these are the steps that you need to follow. So that's where I would take it to you. So to consult a statistician after the experiment is finished, and often merely to ask to conduct what is called as post-mortem that is there. So my colleague and principal of the College of University College of Commerce and Business Management, Shekhar sir, is there without a pause to start the next session there. And thanks for the facilities of giving me all those things. Last time when I did it for the degree, I think we had a lot of glitches, and this time it went really well. Thanks to Naveen for all the back end operations from the office. Thanks to our head, and thanks to the initiatives of creating this brochure and trying to circulate. Thanks to Rajalakshmi ma'am, Sarla ma'am, and Shekhar sir for his initiatives that he has taken there. Thanks to all the teachers. It was a learning that had happened. I see Padmakar sir who was there. Uh, which college do I like? Keshav Memorial.
AV College, AV College.
AV College now, right? So
Yes,
he's
sir.
an author and other things there. So there are
Very
other
good
people.
afternoon, sir. Very good afternoon.
Thank you. So hopefully I had conveyed what I had to tell.
Yes,
So it doesn't end
excellent,
with
sir.
1 hour. So you'll have to go
Excellent.
about it working as to how to choose, when to use, how to know the nature of the number, and then apply the tools of analysis. So anything that I can answer, I would take it. I'll stop my presentation here, but surely I will share the PDF or the PowerPoint with Naveen sir, who can put it to, or I'll put it in the PG group where teachers are, and you can take it to the students also. Some write-ups I've created in the past for what is descriptive and what is inferential. So that part, if you can use it, wonderful. So I leave it there and over to my principal, that is Indrakanti Shekhar sir. Thank you so much, Vijay Lakshmi ma'am, for that comment.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you.
Patrick ji.
Thank you very
Am I
much, sir. Thank
am
you.
I audible? Am I
Yes, sir.
audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
mute myself.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hope the people have understand many things what the Professor Patrick sir is told. Anyhow, good afternoon, one and all, once again. So we are coming to last session. Third session we are coming now. I think my voice is clear, everyone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Padmakar Garu from AV College. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I will take all the colleges presentation also. I will take one by one attendance.
Very good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. Not exactly the student attendance. It will be how many colleges are presented. We'll make it integration. So before that, this session completely depending on the project report writing, as well explained and well presented by the Professor Patrick sir and the Professor Chennappa sir. We need to understand what is the need of this project report. All MCOM student already started their project, but I'm sure because we are involved in the placements also, you please make it your MCOM with one specialization. Every time I'm telling, I used to tell in the classroom also, every MCOM student should have their own specialization. That specialization is project. So nowadays, if you do MCOM or BCom or BBA or MBA, whatever courses, but finally they are asking what is your skill? How do you collect the data? How do you analyze the data? How do you present the data? This is the order of the day. So every student, maybe in PG courses or any other courses, they should be capable of analyzing the data. They should be capable of reporting the data. So how to select the data, how to select the report, project report, and how to analyze the project report as previous speakers has already presented. The topic selection and also the data analysis. This is the second thing. The title, and once title is decided along with your supervisor, the title is already decided. Then based on the title, how to collect the data. If you already collected data, how to analyze the data. This we have already discussed in the previous sessions. Let us go on move to the last. How do you present your project report? So this is very, very important. As I'm already said, this is your property, your asset. This is your specialization. You have to make your own presentation, how your project report is completed, how you are going to make your specialization. Everything is important for the external examiner when they are coming for the Viva examination. So that is the reason what I'm saying is you have to make your project report, and I'm going to share screen. Just a minute. Is it visible to everyone? Can anybody can answer me?
Sir, visible, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes,
So
sir,
actually,
visible.
yeah. So what exactly we are, because data, yeah, thank you. Okay, it's okay. So what I'm saying is we need to make it 1 minute full screen. Is it okay? Yeah. So what I'm saying is the project importance we already understood. Then how do we go for making project report clearly, attractively? The people can understand what your specialization last 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. The people are eager to present their project reports for getting good marks. So for that, a simple thing, don't worry, you can do many things. The what scientifically presented before the examination, very simple. Because as I said, any course people nowadays, they should have the analytical minds, analytical presentation. That skill is very important nowadays. So for that, scientifically, whatever data you collected, scientifically, how do you present? This is very important. So let us see how best we can. Yeah. ఎవరో అన్మ్యూట్ అయినట్టుంది. మ్యూట్ చేయండి నవీన్. Except speaker, everybody should be make it mute. Then how this research, as the previous speakers has already given, the title is very clear. Data analysis is over. Now you have to write your papers systematically. That project report should be written systematically. Systematic means we should have the scientific presentation. So you have to understand what is the real scientific presentation we have to see. The first one, as we have already given, mute చేయాలండి please. Naveen, please mute చేయండి, లేదా బయటికి పంపించేయండి వాళ్ళని ఎవరైతే అన్మ్యూట్ చేసి డిస్టర్బ్ చేస్తున్నారో. So in this selection of topic, you have to make it what is the selection and broad problem area. Some people, sir, how to do the project, somebody is getting doubts. Once you are selecting maybe 2 companies, secondary data or primary data, or you are sending the information to the some other people to gather your data through the Google Forms, whatever primary data, secondary data. First, what is your questions? How you are framing your questions based on one particular problem. That is called a research question. You have to frame the research question. For example, research question is, I want to compare 2 products positions, sales positions, financial positions, income earning positions, something. So your question is, what is the comparison between X product to Y product, sales or marketing or income levels? All these things you can check it out. So your question should be framed. So based on your topic, question will be clear. Research question is clear. Once your topic and research question is clear, you should go on to the review of the literature. Generally, please remember all PG students, MCOM students are doing project, not research. Okay. So whenever you are presenting your project, you have to make it everywhere study, study, study. Don't make research. Okay. So somebody writing a review of research, a review of a literature review of our research. No, don't make it research because research is a big item. 10 years data, it will take a lot of time. So that problem, we should not go into that problem. We are just making a study for the project of your MCOM. So that is maybe 4 months or 5 months or 6 months or at least maybe not more than 1 year. You are preparing some data, you are collecting some data and you are presenting your data. So that is the reason this is only study. So you have to write in your project report, a review of this study is better. Okay, as a second step. Then we'll go to the third step, development of theoretical and conceptual framework. Generally, first chapter, after completing first chapter, generally the people will go to the second chapter, that is theoretical framework of the second chapter. For example, if you want to write about one particular company or one particular product, you have to write what is the milestones of that particular product. For example, you are making a comparison between if you take example of automobile industry, if you are taking like Maruti cars and electric cars or some other products, then you are making comparison. Then what to do is, what is the establishment of that particular company? What are the important milestones? How this company is growing? What is the development? How this company is converted from fuel to traditional fuel to the present non-pollution fuel, that is maybe solar or battery or something. How it was converted, you have to find out. This change of manufacturing, change of something will be taken as milestones. So whatever company you are taking, whatever concept you are taking, sometimes you are not taking any companies, just you want to explain about one particular concept. The concept is, if you take arts college, recently they have conducted a seminar, what is present war, how it is going on, what is the reason of that present war, they are discussing. There is a big 2-day seminar is going on. So there is no company in this. You have to discuss about the conceptual. What is conceptual? Why this war is started? What is the first point? What is the major point, the basic point? That seed point you have to find out. So after finding that point, you have to make it the clearly. These are all the reasons for the getting of these situations. Then the people have waited for a few years for making resolving so many issues. Finally, issues are not resolved. They went for war. So these are all the situational points you have to make it. These are all situational points. Now there is no companies. So based on situational points, the incident, you have to write conceptual framework. Sometimes you are writing about brand image of some product. When this brand, how this brand will be created. If you take banks, banks are running with a trust. So what is the trust? How do you catch up the customer's trust? So if you want to catch up the trust, you have to take what are the important points we have to create and how your profit will be created, how your working is created, and all these things you have to write in the conceptual framework. Generally, it will be taking as second chapter because you are all doing project report. First chapter includes the selection of topic, broad problem area, review of literature, all the research questions, objectives, and the framework. Everything will be in the first chapter. The second chapter will be development of theoretical and conceptual framework. Generally, what we are suggesting every time, these are all many years from the Department of Commerce, is minimum you have to take 40 pages of project report. Out of 40 pages, 4 chapters, each containing 10 pages. The first chapter is introduction, second chapter is theoretical framework or conceptual framework. The remaining things, many are there, but you can take third chapter is a data analysis, fourth chapter is conclusion suggestions. So like this, if you make 4 chapters, again I will repeat you, if anybody wants to write also, you can write it. It's a basic requirement for the scientific presentation of your study. So what is the basic requirement? 40 pages, 4 chapters. The first chapter will be introduction, which includes the theoretical methodology and also your research gap, as sir is explained in the previous session, research gap. And you have to write what are the objectives and methodologies and what are the data tools you are taking. Everything, just like a research design, Everything you are keeping in the first chapter, which includes first objective. Remaining slides I will tell you what are the points to be covered in the first chapter, what are the points to be covered in second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter. But broadly, how you can understand is introduction chapter should contain the introduction and theoretical data analysis, data, whatever the data you are going to present, that you have to keep in the first chapter. Introduction, review of literature, methodology. You can just keep three major slots: introduction, literature review, study literature. You can take study literature. Then third one is methodology. This is first chapter. Second chapter generally about company profile. If you doesn't have company profile, theoretical issues or conceptual framework. This is the second chapter. Third chapter, how you are going to collect the data, how the data is presenting in the table form, how the data is presenting in the graphical presentation, how the data is making with the so and so analysis, how the matrix is explained, that you have to take into the third chapter. In the fourth chapter, we will be having concluding all the first chapter, second chapter, third chapter, whatever is explained, that you have to take as findings. First, you have to take findings, then you have to go for the suggestions, then finally conclusions. Some people, they are taking findings first, then they are concluding, and finally they are making suggestions. No issue. So this could be the fourth chapter. But before that, you have to understand what exactly the research development. We have given third step, development of theoretical and conceptual framework. Fourth item, the clarification of research question. You have to give the solution, how this question is resolved. What are the clarifications we are going to make in this study? That you have to take as a fourth point. Fifth point, we have research design. You have to make your planning, whether you are going for secondary data or primary data, how you are making all this data presentation, you have to take into the planning. That planning, which includes the data collection, data analysis, and data presentation, all these things, you have to make the proposal which you are going to make. It should come into the first chapter only, but theoretical concept is the research presentation is these steps. Then we have data collection. After research design, data collection and the data analysis and drawing the conclusions. This is actually how exactly this can be done for the research of process. As I'm already said, the main functions of this particular presentation, first will be topic selection, as we have already discussed, data collection and analysis, report writing. Now we are in the report writing item. Let us see the tips for how to generate your project study. Of course, somebody already started in the different colleges, but this is a small idea. You can make these steps to do your project better. Review your notes in your major subjects, because all income students are doing excellent subjects: finance, then we have cost accounting, we have taxation, we have banking, we have environment, we have marketing, so many subjects. You just select from all these four semesters. You see which subject is more interest and which subject is more convenient to prepare your project. That individually you should feel. If you're really interested in marketing, you can go. If you are not interested in marketing, going for financial statement analysis, you can go. Or I want to do the tax comparison between one assessment to another assessment, one assessee to another assessee, one sector to another sector. These are all many issues that you have to take up according to your interest. You have to identify the important subject. So first you take the subject. In that subject, how to do the project, you have to think of. Then you have to discuss with your mentor, your guide. Then he will give you some inputs. So that based on that inputs, then you can do better. So that is the reason second item is given. Ask your supervisor if he or she needs to research assistance. They will give you idea. For example, if you are really interested in the marketing or accounting, then if you ask them the previous experience, your supervisor will give you this pattern accounting will be done. What is major thing? The financial statement analysis is there, common size, comparative size, ratio analysis, that we can do with comparison of 2 or 3 companies or only one company with so many years. Last 5 years or 10 years data of one company, it was analyzed with financial statement analysis, whatever accounting they have done. So based on accounting, how profit is fluctuated, how profit is increased or decreased, how assets are increased or decreased. These are all the things you can find out in the accounting. Like that, finance, how the finance is going to personal finance, institutional finance, and other finance. These are all finance, how to generate, how to make. If you want to establish a new company, what is the sources of finance? So these are all the things you can think of in the finance. Like this, every subject you will discuss with your teacher so that you can get some ideas. These ideas sometimes you can discuss with your classmates also. The third point it was given. Sometimes if you are having a good discussion with your classmate, that's what I'm encouraging students sometimes. You have to prepare some PPTs and present in the class. Then you discuss with your classmates. The classmates is a best data because they are all coming from different places. They will give you some ideas according to their native places, according to their the growing places, how they are grown up and they came to the university. These are all the some different ideas will be given by your classmates. After that, you can conclude, yes, I can do something better. So I can read scientific literature of this particular topic, then I can present my paper. So that's the reason I have given fourth point. Read scientific literature. Means the MCOM student how to get literature? Very simple. The previous project reports of your college is one source, but sometimes some people are copying from seniors. That should not be happened. You have to show that your seniors have done up to 24 or 25, you are doing up to 26. That you have to show the gap. So they have done up to 25, but I am doing 26. That is one gap. They have done X company, I am doing Y company. Of course, methodology is same, data analysis is same, but the thing what you are making separately, you have to write in the your report. And not only your college, you can compare with the other colleges, other universities, and other platforms. Now, as already Chanappa sir is told, we have Shodh Ganga is one of the website where all students projects are uploading. You can just get review. 10 reviews are enough. So based on your topic, I have collected 10 reviews which are relevant to the topic. In each literature, each literature, whatever is collected, it is very relevant, but it is different from my research. They have done some other year, I have done some other year, they have done some other place. Chennai, I am doing in Hyderabad, they have done in Bangalore, I am doing in some other place. Like this, place difference, year difference, and financial year, and some topic difference, company difference. These are all the things you have to specify when you are writing the scientific literature. Yeah, some people, even PhD people, just they are getting that idea that one paragraph they are writing and they are living like that. Not like that. You have to make it how this particular topic is different from your topic, or you are taking some concept from the literature, but you are adopting for the new data, new company, new concept that you have to specify in the literature. That is the reason literature is very, very important. If you are finding in the PG, UG, you can do very easy. So that is the reason we are suggesting to the students, you need to understand what exactly the literature review. Let us see the fifth point. We have visit the workplace of those who graduated in your field. So they may be good in position. Sometimes they are in some other activity that you have to check, and you have to ask what is this knowledge and how much knowledge they are having on particular topic. So if you are going for field work, definitely you can gross up the information from that you are relevant. For example, you went to some X company. X company is having financial department, accounting department. So there are all some qualified accountants there, and sometimes chartered accountants are working, or sometimes MCOM people, BCom people are working. Then if you are interacted with them, then you can understand very easily how the data is coming, how the company is working, and how best you can analyze the information. These are all the things you can understand. And not only that, you have to join in the research group. You just create a group and discuss with all the people. And when you are very interested, that company people and your friends and somebody, you can just make it a group and you can add your supervisor and make the discussion every time and take the advices from different people. So that all you can develop your research and the data analysis and other things. Not only that, visit the marginalized communities. Sometimes now, if you not only one company, that all companies located in one T hub or some places, how they are working, what is their activity, what how the companies are moving. These are all some similarities and variances also you can calculate between the companies, between the data, between the years. So that is the reason this community utilization also important. Find the need and construct a problem tree, and senior projects for the limitations and scope for the further research also you have to find out. You are doing up to some limit, but you have a lot of ideas to extend your project. That further research you can leave it, so that next people whoever wants your data utilization, your literature utilization, they will continue your research in the future. Not only that, we have so many other resources. We have business newspapers, articles, books, textbooks, that all you have to find out to get big data. This is a research cycle, as Patrick sir has already explained. You have to take observations. Maybe it is Google Forms, or you are went directly from getting data from questionnaire, or sometimes you are looking into the annual reports, company annual reports, and you just observe the data, how it was presented, what is the profit, what is the balance sheet items, what are the assets, what are the liabilities, what are current assets, what are the fixed assets, how it is differentiated. So many years how fixed assets are changed. Last several years how the current assets are changed. These are all observation. It comes under observation. That observation, you have to make it comparison, variations or something, and you have to analyze that, but with one particular hypothesis. The my data is going to present so and so conclusions. That is your idea. There are big variations between two companies. Because of that reason, the X company is having best sales, Y company doesn't have the sales. So that you have to present. So you have to write, there is no difference between X and Y company. First you have to frame the hypothesis. So what exactly hypothesis? What you are assuming to present in the future. How it is that item you are going to calculate with the statistical tools, and you are confirming, you are making the particular data results will be like this. Expectations. The expectations proving with some other tools, these are all activities called hypothesis testing. You have to frame hypothesis, you have to test it, you have to write result. What your expectation is, two companies having different variances, but sometimes they are all having both are similar sometimes. So your hypothesis is different. You wrote something, they have X and Y, both have some differences, but result comes, they are all similar. Out of 100 points, both are get 90, 90, 95. So they are similar. One got 10, another got 90. There is a lot of variation. But out of 10, 100 scale, both are getting 90, 95. Sometimes the hypothesis, null hypothesis will be accepted. So we expected there is a variance, but both are accepted, both are similar. Sometimes, of course, that may be happen. Research it is, it's a dynamic. Sometimes it may be accepted, sometimes it may not be accepted. So out of your observation, you have to write the hypothesis. Hypothesis should be accepted or rejected. Then after hypothesis, we have experimentation. So in this, whatever results you are getting, apply with your data and show that experimentation and interpretation tables, how hypothesis is accepted or rejected, and what is your conclusion, what is your suggestions, that you have to write. So that is the reason conclusion suggestions is last item. If you take a cycle, observation, hypothesis, experiments, and conclusions, you have to make it like this. So just like a 4 chapters, you can do better. And the types of research studies, we have so many types, but the people are please careful when you are writing your research report, on what base you are writing your research. The basic and applied, descriptive and analytical, empirical and explanatory, quantitative and qualitative, and explanatory, casual, and we have longitudinal, experimental, and evaluative and participatory action research. These are all many research, but you can take 2 items, very simple, fingertips. You can do descriptive analysis or you can do empirical analysis. Second and third, I am suggesting every time. Why this descriptive? When you are taking most of the data from secondary, that means annual report, which is already published data you are taking, that data you are making interpretation, and you are giving some different outcomes, different analysis, different suggestions, then already it is exists. But after this existing data you are taking up, maybe 2 companies, 2 years or something you are taking, and you are presenting differently, and you are making, these are all the things are different. So that is the reason sometimes your descriptive data analysis should be based on secondary. So that all descriptions you have to take and you have to descript differently. And empirical, second item, only these two only the most of the people are taking as a research method. Empirical, which is not exist. Earlier it is not there. Now you are taking a new perceptions of the people, new discussions, which is not exist. There is an idea. Sometimes earlier some annual reports, sometimes in the maybe in the articles, sometimes in the newspaper, sometimes in some other news. There is some idea it came, but there is no conclusion of that idea. The people are saying this war is stopped because of Pakistan intervention between the Iran and America. Now, this may be the news, but what exactly it is happened? If you take the perception of the people, no, some people have written, some newspapers have written, some newspapers and some articles in America, it was written not exactly the intervention of Pakistan, it is the intervention of China. Somebody is saying, no, it is completely depending on the business. Many people, many politicians who are ruling in the countries, definitely they are all having indirectly some businesses. Then they are coming under low business because of war. The business part is gone. So that the transactions are gone because of fuel problem. So the people now they want to make it, they are thinking not exactly for other aspects. They want to confine with the business concepts. Then this is maybe the another reason so many other countries have involved to stop the war. So this you have to take data from American people, data from Iran people, data from Pakistan, data from some other people. How they are thinking, whether it is correct or not. What is your perception? Like this, you can collect the data on one particular issue. So this unestablished data, new fresh data when you are taking and analyzing, it comes under the empirical explanatory analysis. So you have to make which is not existing data in a new data collecting from your friends through the Google Forms, which is not exist, and a new data you are collecting from interview method, that is also new data. So which is not exist. These are all the data you are accumulate, and you have to make analysis and you have to draw the conclusions. That is the reason I am suggesting MCOM people to take only descriptive analysis and empirical. The remaining items will come into the PhD or somewhere, and we will discuss what exactly the other methods. Let us go into next format for the preparing the project report. Actually, this is the main important for presentation of your project report. The write-up should be focused on the specific objectives of the project. The methodology used and the major findings should be very clear so that your project will be scientific presentation. This is the first point. Second point, regarding the title, then instead of giving the general topic, like title be specific and it should be emphasize the explicit nature of the work. So I am going to present a case study, one particular case study of one particular area of Telangana state or Hyderabad local or some X company. That should be very specific. If your scope is not specific, generalized, then it is not a research. If you are making a specifically with evidence, with analysis, then only it is called scientific presentation. So this is the second concept. The third concept, the report should be brief, not exactly 500, 600 pages. Now, some people in MCOM, some people they are making unnecessarily downloading from so many other internet information that all they are keeping into the project report. No need. Just you have to extract the information. You have to present 10 pages for each chapter is enough. That is quality. Quality project report is enough. So then the report should be brief with the number of pages of the main contents of the report being not more than the 30 pages earlier, but it is 40 pages. Please consult with the respective department for specific instructions in this regard. So each department will have their own ideas for the making project report. That's the reason within the bracket it is also mentioned because this is all the information from the university. Sometimes we have to see what is the trends and what is the tradition of the department, how many pages they are maintaining. The font matters and appendices and etc. can be extracted from this particular issue. Let us see what is the arrangement of contents. Each and everything we need to make it in a systematic way. The first point, the cover page will be the title page. Some people, they can make as they want, or somebody looking into previous project reports, they are preparing similarly. Don't do that. The first page should have the title page. The first line of the top should come with the your title. Maruti and Tata Company sales variances are the preferences of so and so X and Y brand you are going to study. A study based on the only Hyderabad city or Telangana state. Something you should write in the title of the first line in the cover page. Then, second, you have to write very clearly, this project report is going to present for the award of MCOM. Italic. You have to write, it is a part of MCOM for fulfilling the requirement of MCOM. It is there in so many places, you can just download, that condition is required. Then your title is over. What for you are submitting is also over. Who is submitting? By X, your name, roll number, so and so. So you and your roll number you have mentioned. After you, because you are the first person you are going to present and you are the specialized person, it is your asset, you have to write your name. After that, the supervisor name. You have to write whoever is supervising from your college, your faculty, some name you have to write. After that, you can use any emblem. Generally, all these people, university people, have to use university emblem. Then after that, in the last bottom of the title page, you have to write the Department of Commerce, so somewhere Department of Commerce and Management, whatever it is. Then after that, college name, everything you have to write very clearly. The Department of Commerce, in our case, University College of Commerce and Business Management, under that Osmania University. If any possibility, you can mention year also, 2026. Enough. No need of starting, ending, nothing. Your report is going to present in the year 2026. That's all. This is the title page. Then after title page, if it is opened, next immediately we should see what is the certificates. Certificates of bona fide from project supervisor has to, first you have to declare your own declaration. This project report is made by our own. The data is carried by only for the project work, and this is bona fide work done by the yourself. You have to declare yourself in one particular certificate. So after your declaration, immediately next supervisor certification should be there. She was done under me, or he was done under me. So and so project is very genuine. This project is not submitted anywhere. This is a genuine report. That has to be given third page. And after declaration of author, then this is over. Next, you have to make it abstract. Abstract is came in the fourth point, not exactly. First, you have to take table of contents. The table of contents, what are the points you are going to present? Maybe what are the tables, what are the chapters, everything you have to show that. The list of symbols somewhere, if you want to make a list of abbreviations and nomenclatures, whatever the things, if you are making separately, that also you can make it as a list. Then before going to first chapter, you have to write the abstract. How abstract should be there? The people can understand very easily. Nowadays, all the movies we are looking before releasing the movie, before seeing the movie, watching the movie, just we are going for trailers. The trailers, sometimes you can see not exactly that much of creation. Sometimes it is very simple, but they are showing very creatively, very attractively the trailers. Just like that, you also make it your project report abstract, very interesting. Because your 40 pages, sometimes people are not having the time to read out all 40 pages. But once anybody have seen your project, they should create an interest to read all the 40 pages or at least overview your 40 pages. For that, you have to clearly write it abstract. This project, don't write this project is analyzed with so and so data. It was used a lot of technical statistical tools. 1 minute. సార్ నమస్తే సార్. సార్ నమస్తే సార్.
ఓకే సార్, బాగున్నారా?
బాగున్నాను సార్. నేను ఒక ఆన్లైన్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ లో ఉన్నాను సార్.
ఓకే ఓకే.
ప్రెజెంటేషన్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. So what to do? You have to make it this abstract very interesting. So data is going to present so many tools it was used and analyzed so many things, and it was presented excellently for very good suggestions, very good conclusions, very good findings. You have to write it. The data this particular study is revealing, is going to reveal, and it is also revealed so many important issues. It was evidence of one particular issue. It is there in the project report. If you write in 5 to 6 lines, the people are getting interest. What best, how best you are given your all the information about your project. Definitely, it will be creating interest to read about your project. So that is the main thing and main important issue of the study person or research scholar should present their papers or their data in wonderful way so that other learners or other readers should create some interest on your presentation. Then if you want to make it chapter wise, you can make it all the chapters and appendices and references. These are all the things minimum everybody knows. We need to understand. Then we have to see this dimension of the project report should be the A4 size. The project report should be neatly bounded. And some people sometimes they don't know how to make the alignment, space alignment. So you have to make at least 2 space left side. That means 10, 20 left side, and right side 5 space, and top bottom 1 space. So down button also. So these are all the space you have to carefully make it, because left side we are asking about more space. It's going to be spiral. It's going to be binded. So more space you have to give it. Once if you give your project report for printing, the other people cannot see what is the adjustment, everything. It should be very neatly presented, and he has to get bounding immediately, and it will be covered your project report very perfectly within your data processing and data editing. When you are making the understanding the computer data analysis, we used to tell about in the data processing is data editing in the e-commerce. So data editing, how to make it, data processing, how to make it. If you use these 2 concepts, you can present your project report well. The cover should be printed in the block letters, and the text font for printing should be identical. And prepare the format, cover page, title page, a specimen copy of the cover page and the title page of the project report are given in the appendix. And bona fide certificate, as we have already mentioned, certificate shall be double line space, the Times in New Roman font style, and A14 size. Generally people are taking 12 size. Sometimes it is very small in the certificate, it's 14 size. Then we have formats, declaration by authors, see template in the appendix, abstract, table of contents, 6 list of symbols, abbreviations and other things which we have already discussed, and chapter titles. Introduction should be contained in the following information. What is that? Brief statement of your problem, importance of your novelty of the problem, relative literature, how others have addressed, and how you are making different, and what is the similarity, and how problems and relevant results have given, and how you are giving, and previously the people how it was given. These are all the things you have to write in the first chapter. For example, it has already been reported, or so that you can see, then how you are going to be presented. So these are all the things you have to follow. Because of time limit, we are going to next scope of the project. You have to write it, which year, from where you are taking, which place you are taking, that all you have to come. And a brief statement of how this can be subsequently chapter contains. And see, these sometimes it could be, just we'll go back. This could be in 1 or more chapters. It should have the details of the approaches used by the student for the arriving the results. So the approach should theoretical or conceptual, experimental, and combination of these. And the descriptive should be detailed enough to enable someone else with the author's background and use some approaches and get the same results. Detailed part of the description pertaining to values used, etc., can be presented in appendices. Results and conclusions, sometimes you have to take. This could also be one of the more important chapters out of your study. These chapters includes the specific details of the data generated and the result obtained in the graphical and tabulation form. And based on the analysis and interpretation of the data results, major findings should be pointed out, and unbiasedly. Now, sometimes you have to make it this very clearly so that the data should be presented positively, negatively, whatever it is. So as we have discussed in the hypothesis, it may be accepted or rejected, but how the data is presenting is you have to present. It should be noted that the findings are to be summarized according to the significance of the state objectives, and it should be compliant with the letters. Detailed aspects can be presented in the appendices. And you can see the recommendation, sometimes conclusions are to be drawn with the reference to the previous study objectives of the project. This should be highlighted with the major results. Recommendations are often more important than the conclusions. It is now to us how to do better only after we finish the project, that is after we obtain the appropriate experiences, particularly students' experiments are sometimes we need to use for the making project report excellently. And time period also we have to see, and methods also you have to see, and what are the important instrument, and how the data is made into the different analysis that you have to take and you have to present. And sometimes when you are presenting data, it should be accurate. The data should have the evidences. If anybody asking, you have to show that how it is calculated, how you are getting the accuracy of result also important. And after this, you have to make the recommendations. It should be given for any other further changes also. Sometimes work that would be better accomplished, and the project objectives also be extended then. So not only that, we have so many other points also there in the conclusion chapters and other chapters. But what I'm saying is, out of your 4 pages, 40 pages, when you are preparing 40 pages, 4 chapters, if you sometimes it is extended to 60, 70 pages also, but you have to careful when you are making all these things. So what I'm saying is, out of 40 pages, whatever you are writing, that 40 pages, after completing your project, sit with your supervisor, convert into 4 pages. Important things you have to take into 4 pages. These 4 pages you can go to publish in a new articles and a new presentation somewhere where the ISSN and ISBN books are there. There is a lot of platforms nowadays in the online. You can send these 4 pages to any publisher so that these 4 pages will be published. So out of this project, you will be preparing 150 marks project report. Not only 150 marks, then you will be getting some presentations, some publications. So that is the importance of your project. You have to think of this. So when you are making this project, 150 marks, earlier it is only 100 marks. Now it makes 150 marks. Not only that, you will be getting one publication. So be careful when you are presenting all these points. You have to check it with your supervisor. Make very brief. Don't copy from anybody. Don't copy from your seniors or from previous projects. It is your asset, your property, your performance. You have to do your work. So with this, thank you one and all for patient listening. But before concluding and before going to Professor Srinivas sir, just I want to ask just how many colleges are coming, and I want to show there is some 1 or 2 important points. That is, after concluding this session, we will be circulating one link, feedback link. If you are there in the YouTube or you are there in the Google form, whatever it is, sorry, you are in the this platform, what need to do is you have to take that link, click that link, fill the feedback. These feedbacks will come up to us. System will generate the certificate. Then certificate downloading will send you another link. You have to click that link. You can download the certificate. But I am very clearly telling, only present people who are attended for this only make use of certificates. And certificates are very important to enclosed in your project. Every student have to be enclosed this certificate which is generated from the Department of Commerce. That certificate should be enclosed in the project report. Then only it will be valued and it will be getting 150 marks. Otherwise, your project report will not be valued any external from university. So this is the important condition you have to remember. Somebody wants to ask something, you can unmute and you can ask me some questions. Somebody raising hands. within 2-3 minutes, because time is almost 120, 5 minutes, 125.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Sir, what are the points which we can include in the abstract, sir? Just like other than the objectives, whatever the points we can include in the abstract part, that it should reflect our complete project.
That's what I'm telling. Is it over? Your question is over?
Yes, sir.
It's very easy. This study is going to present two companies comparison. This two company comparison is made on one particular statistical data which is analyzed in the statistical tools. So two companies or two products or something, whatever you are taking, according to your title, this project is going to explain about two companies or two products. This is the first sentence. Second sentence, this data, whatever data collected from two companies, is going to be analyzed with so and so statistical techniques, tools. This is second sentence. And it was given wonderful conclusions, analysis in this particular study. Don't reveal exactly what is the result, okay? But it is giving some results, good results that you have to show in the abstract. And this also concluded suggestions with so and so important areas. That's all. Four sentences is enough. 4 to 5. If you want to make not more than 5 to 6 or 7 sentences is enough. So your abstract will be representing throughout your study, so that other people will attract to read the project. So 5 to 6 lines is enough to write in the abstract. Clear, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any more? Any other?
Sir, one more question. As you have mentioned that in the type of research, descriptive and empirical study, these two studies only we have to apply, you said. Can I know the reason, sir, that why
Because
we should only apply?
yeah, we have research methods, different research methods. Because 3-4 months or 1 year or your semester, you cannot read all the research methods. Okay, PhD students can read and how many research methods are there, how to apply, and what are the situation to apply, when to apply. These are all the things they can study. They will have 4 years time. They can read out, they can apply everything. Okay, but you don't have that much of time. So simply the people are doing, PG people are doing projects in two methods: descriptive methods and empirical method. Remaining methods you can learn after the PG when you have a good time, 1 year time. You can take Kotaria and some other books and read out, and you can understand the different approaches of research. Then you can use. But we don't have that much of time to read out complete all the researches, all methods. That's the reason I suggested you to take only two. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions? Simply you have to present your project report in 40 pages, 4 chapters, very concluded, very neatly. The quality is important, not quantity. Clearly you can present all the best, and out of these 40 pages you can make it 4 pages publication. Give it to your supervisor. Along with your supervisor you can publish. You can get 1 credit after publishing this type of papers based on your projects. Okay. So all the best, all of you. Hope many colleges have attended, because time limit I cannot collect the information. You can see because technology is making a lot of attendance, everything it comes very clearly. So online and YouTube, the YouTube strength also it's displaying very clearly. So online attendance and YouTube attendance will gather. All this information will gather. And another information, when you are clicking feedback link now, within 1 hour, it will be recorded. If you are not utilizing that feedback link, after that 1 hour, it will be expires. That is the reason what we are suggesting is, after completing this session, immediately you will get a link. Every principals in the group and who are the students joined into this group, they will get the link. That link you can click and give the feedback, so that you can generate the certificates. Certificates are mandatory for MCOM project reports. Everybody please understand. Clear? Right. Any more? Shall we conclude?
Sir, my last question. May I ask, sir?
Yeah, please.
Sir, can you please give me some idea like how we have to write this review of literature, sir? Review of literature.
In generally in the PhDs, we are taking hundreds of review of literature, sometimes 70, 80, hundreds. That's a limit. But you are all doing PG, only post graduation within the time limit. You have a very time limit is very less. Not only project report, along with this other subjects also you have to study. You have a limitation. When you are having a limitation, you don't go for 70, 80, hundreds of reviews. We are suggesting only 10 to 20 reviews depending on your title. For example, your title is the comparison of between two important products. So earlier we have done based on your products, earlier we have done comparison of these two products, earlier we have done up to some 2020, 21 years. These are all the different scopes are available. So these are all you collect it data. When you are typing your title in the Google research, definitely it will comes the previous reports automatically. The search engine is giving nowadays very easy. So you just go through that all search engine given information. If it is Shodh Ganga, if it is project report, if it is in PhD, that you can consider 10 to 20 reviews are enough. But don't go into the textbooks. Textbooks are not reviews. Okay. Only data presented in different papers, data presented in different PhDs are eligible for taking literature reviews. Take it minimum 10. You can write out of 10. These are all relevant to my study, but it is a different something like this. So that I have taken up this study for doing some extra information. Like that, you have to conclude your literature review. Okay.
Clear, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you one and all for patient listening. Now we can move on to the Professor Kamatam Srinivas sir, who is waiting on the line. Thank you one and all. Over to Srinivas sir.
Good afternoon to one and all. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Respected Chief Guest Professor Gaddam Naresh Reddy sir, Registrar Osmania University, today's guest of honor Senior Professor D. Chennappa sir, and distinguished professor, faculty members and dear students, good afternoon to all. I feel honored to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion of research methodology and project preparation for MCOM final year students under the jurisdiction of Osmania University, Hyderabad. First and foremost, I express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Professor Gaddam Naresh Reddy Garu, Registrar Osmania University, for gracing this event with his presence and sharing his valuable insights. I extend my heartfelt thanks to the Head of the Department of Commerce, Professor M. Gangadhar sir, Professor Indrakant Shekhar sir, Principal, University College of Commerce and Business Management, Professor Krishna Chaitanya sir, Dean, Faculty of Commerce, and all the professors in the Department of Commerce, Osmania University, for their constant support and encouragement to conduct this program. I would also like to thank our resource persons for their valuable sessions on project preparation and report writing. I am especially grateful to Professor Chennappa sir for providing a clear introduction to project preparation for MCOM students and guiding us on how to select the suitable project topic with practical insights. My sincere thanks to Chairman Board of Studies and resource person, Professor Patrick sir, for enlightening us on the data collection methods, coding, and how to test the hypothesis, data analysis, and techniques. I also express my gratitude to the Principal, University College of Commerce and Business Management, and resource person, Professor Indrakant Shekhar sir, for guiding us on the proper procedures for preparation of good report writing. And he covered even A to Z, so how to select the project title to how to write the conclusions and suggestions also. I extend my appreciation to the organizing team of the Department of Commerce and Professor Kavita Madam, Principal Secunderabad PG College, for conducting this program in smooth and successful manner as a coordinator. I would also like to thank all the professors, associate professors, assistant professors of Department of Commerce, Osmania University, and all the faculty members of government and private colleges, non-teaching staff, Department of Commerce, especially Naveen and head room, so that all the teaching staff, so they supported a lot to conduct this program, and students who actually participated and contributed to the success of this program. Once again, I thank everyone for their presence and cooperation. Thank you, Ananda. Now, officially, this program is completed.
Yeah, thank you, Srinivasji. And this link will be shared in the groups. The people make use of the feedback form, which is going to be shared. Just a minute, I am just sharing the link for certificate.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. Tell me, madam.
In the feedback form, it is written as roll number, sir. How faculty should fill, sir? For faculty, separate link. Okay, sir. Thank you.
For faculty, you can mention your employee ID something, madam. You can get it. No issue. See,
Okay,
in the chat box, we have sent a link for feedback. You can see that link can be used for giving feedback. That feedback will come into the department missions, then it will be generated certificate. I think everybody can see the link. Naveen, you can share the link for me also so that I can share into the groups. MCOM students campus will get the certificates in their groups, and other colleges will send the link again in the WhatsApp group. You can make use of that link for getting certificates. Okay. Shall we close this session? Any more questions, any more doubts, any colleges? If you want to say, you can ask.
Good afternoon, sir. What is the deadline for the submission of the project?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
madam, you can see the almanac. It was there in
Okay,
the
sir.
schedule. According to our
Okay, sir.
final exams, before final exams, maybe within 10 days, you will be having project practicals and project viva. Every time it is a tradition, no? Before exams, we have practicals and projects, no? Like that, before 10 days or 1 week, our people will inform you the externals who are coming to your different colleges for making vivas. Okay, that will be given and it will be displayed in the website, our Osmania University website, external people. So according to that schedule, they are coming to your college for viva exams. Okay, maybe every time very clear, because students also knows before exams, 1 week before exams, exam to maybe 1 week or 10 days, it will be having some practicals and viva. That schedule is every time we are following for project report vivas. Clear?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
We will inform it. Okay, 10 days before we will inform. Any other questions, anybody? Shall we conclude? Whoever is presented through YouTube, don't get confused. The link will be shared with your principals. They are providing with your groups so that you can use that link for giving feedback. Once you are giving feedback, automatically certificate will generate. For getting certificate also, you have to make another link, make use of another link. I think everybody can see my screen. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I'll show you already this form already submitted in the groups. How to download, where to download. These are all the information we already sent to all the principals. Just I will read out guidelines for participation in the workshop. The Department of Commerce, Osmania University is organizing online workshop, research methodology and project report preparation for MCOM final year students scheduled on 10th April, 10:30 to 1:30. 1:30 is already over. Please follow the guidelines below for smooth participation. Access the workshop. Workshop will be conducted online, Zoom link and YouTube link. The respective links will be shared through the college coordinators, through the principals we have already sent. It is already open. Faculty should not share the Zoom link to the students. Students can watch with YouTube because Zoom link limit is there. That is the reason we have suggested student must join into the YouTube. The attendance and participation, student must attend the full session without interruption, and active participation is encouraging to gain the maximum benefits. College should ensure proper monitoring the student participation and maintain the attendance records. Online for student YouTube, ensure the suitable internet connection, join the session on time, avoid the distraction and list carefully. Post query responsibilities in the chat comment section if you can put it. Do not attempt the join via Zoom link by the students. For faculty Zoom, join using the official credential, login at least 10 minutes before, keep your microphones, everything. It's all work is over. Maintain the professional decorum, avoid the unnecessary. The feedback submission, this is important. In the feedback submission, the feedback form link will be shared immediately after the workshop. It was already shared. All participants must fill out the forms carefully, including faculty also. You can get certificate, and the students both. Submission of feedback form is mandated to receive the certificate. The certificate download instruction. The certificate download link will be shared after 1 day of the workshop. Today you have to give the feedback link. You have to use feedback link and just leave it. And tomorrow it will be given another link to the principals to your groups. Principal will share that link, will be able to download your certificate. Student must ensure before downloading the certificate the roll number entered, it should be matched exactly with the one submitted in the feedback form. ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ లో మీరు ఏదైతే హాల్ టికెట్ నెంబర్ ఇస్తున్నారో అదే నెంబర్ మళ్ళీ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ మనం సర్టిఫికేట్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేసేటప్పుడు సేమ్ హాల్ టికెట్ నెంబర్, ఫుల్ హాల్ టికెట్ నెంబర్ ఇవ్వాలి. దట్ ఈస్ రూల్ నెంబర్. ఎనీ మిస్టేక్స్ will results in the certificate not being the generated. Steps for downloading certificate. Enter rule number, click on search, click on open certificate, click on share and export. Select the PDF. It will be saving into PDF format. Important note, certificate will be issued only to participant who submitted the feedback form carefully. The certificate must be preserved and submitted along with your project report. I think everything is given. This note is very clear. If anything you want, you can ask me. We will, within 1 or 2 minutes, we are going to conclude the session. Thank you one and all. We are going to conclude the session.